I don't have to go on the damn channel and make it live. Yeah, hold on real quick. I thought I had to go on the channel and do it.
All distorted. There we go.
What's today's date?
20.
What's this? April, right?
Yeah.
April. The 20th, right?
Yeah.
International Weed Smoking Day.
Word?
Smoke weed every day.
They probably got that shit downtown north.
Somebody coughing up a lung right there and there.
That's why nobody's in the street right now. They're all getting high right now.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they even show alerts. This shit is empty as hell out here. Everybody getting high. They selling fucking weed burgers in Denver.
Weed burgers.
Just
See?
today.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go. I'm gonna check it though. All right. I ain't never know you could do it like that.
Yeah, you saw spiking that shit.
This nigga's gonna die.
Okay, we live.
Check.
Alright. Alright, Shalom. Alright, we're the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America, which is Babylon the Great. Alright, before we get started, we want to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto
Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
I want to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GreatMillStone, and much love and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Okay? Now, you know, we come out here week in and week out to what? To break down these strongholds, these strong grips that is latched onto the minds of our people, man. You know? And one of those big strongholds is Easter, man, which the majority of our people are going to do starting tomorrow, going down to these churches, all right, and worshiping ancient pagan idols, man. You know, ancient deities that came from ancient Babylon, Egypt, you know, Canaan. Okay, but what we're here to tell you to forget all that crap and come back into your law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know.
2 Corinthians chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 3.
Oh, that's the spirit.
But though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
Yeah, so we out here fighting against demons and principalities and philosophies that's been set up for thousands of years, man. You know, this has been ingrained in the very society of America, man. You know, and it's come to the point where it's just a normal thing for our people to celebrate. But if you ask your average Christian walking up and down the street, what is Easter? What does it represent? Why do you celebrate it? And how does it accompany your salvation? They have no idea, man. You know, it's just something that they just do because it's something that's been set up that they've always knew, man. And it's our job to come and bust that wall of confusion down and bring you back into reality, man. Bring you back into what you used to do in your ancient customs, man. Putting you back on those old paths of the old path of righteousness, man. You know?
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
Every high thing that exalteth himself against the knowledge of the Most High. Who's that, man? That's talking about Esau, man. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, exalts himself as a proud man and sets up all these ancient customs, you know, to worship these deities that he stole from all these other different religions, man. Ancient Babylon, ancient Egypt, Canaan, you know. He takes all these, and we're going to get into some details on it, man. You know, he takes all of these different things from these other nations and then he worships them in itself and ingrains it into this society in one big ball of confusion known as Babylon the Great, man. You know?
And that's why, like this devil, when you read the book of Obadiah, the scriptures say, for he's the smallest amongst the heathen. You know, I forgot the Hebrew word, but when you look up that word, the smallest is really means most insignificant.
Right.
You know, meaning not important, because he doesn't even have the creativity to even come up with his own gods, man. He just takes from all these other nations in a combustion and apply it to himself, man. You know? It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience by Mashiach.
Yeah, so we're going to be back into the... Our purpose of not everybody into the obedience of the knowledge, understand Yahawah, Yahawashi, bring the elect into obedience, because the elect are only ones that are going to hearken unto this word anyway. The rest of you are just going to go right down to those hauling houses tomorrow, go eat some pork, all right, and go celebrate Easter, man. You know, bringing your children through the fire of Molech by having them search for Easter eggs and all these things, not knowing that you're worshiping a fertility goddess by the name of Ishtar. Okay. And you know where that account is in Acts with the where they actually mention Easter? I can look for it. Go ahead.
It says, verse 6, and having in readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. And that's what the Heavenly Father's going to do, man. You know, look, the scriptures tell us for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, man. So when you're disobedient to the knowledge, wisdom, and the Heavenly Father, you might as well commit witchcraft. And what the scriptures say about a witch, thou shalt not suffer a live, man. So essentially what's going to happen, when you go against the Lord and worship these pagan holidays, it's a suicide mission, man. The scriptures say all them that hate me loves death, man. You know, how you going to come up against a power and completely negate the knowledge of the entity that created the world and everything in it, and also manipulates and controls in the movements of everything within the world, man? How you going to go up against a power like that, man? You know, but it's the concept of do as thou wilt, you know, being in control of your own destiny, that these Edomites pretty much, you know, force upon the masses of the people, you know, and which totally allows 2/3 of our people to forget the Heavenly Father, man. They don't want to even acknowledge the word of the Lord.
That's right. All right. So now let's get into some scriptures now to see where the concept of Easter even got into it and get into it, man. All right. So bring out Acts 12 and start at 1.
Acts 12 and 1. Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James of John with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of the unleavened bread.
Now that's very important. Those was the days of the unleavened bread. Now what is the days of the unleavened bread associated with? The Passover. Okay? This is the time. This is the time that it's going into. Read on.
It says, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him attending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
After Easter, bring him forth to the people. Okay. Now, for some reason that was translated into Easter, but what it should have been translated to was Passover, because in the Greek, I believe it's Patak in the Greek, and in the Hebrew, it's Pesach in the Hebrew, which means Passover. Okay? But what? This, and we're going to show you throughout history, you know, through the origins of pagan Easter, you know, how this came about to where in 2019, you got people worshiping, eating pork on Sunday, when that clearly goes off against the scriptures, and worshiping these bunny rabbits and these eggs, man. And eggs only and rabbits don't even lay eggs, man. You know, and that just goes into the folly of what our people, you know, because we've been oppressed so badly mentally, that we just go along with anything this devil tells us, man. You know?
If I could add right quick.
Yep.
And that's how you know this guy's a serpent. And that's how you know the serpent was a man back in the garden. Because, you know, as we disclosed, I believe it was last week on a live lesson, you know what I'm saying, in order to be a serpent, you got to know both sides. You know, and that's how he's able to get away with promoting Easter in the fashion that he does, because the word Easter is in the scriptures. So here it is, you know, an individual who doesn't have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord, because they're not going to look into the words. They're going to take the word Easter off face value. And then Esau's going to put his meaning behind it, and then what? Now it's worshipped as a national holiday. You know, but that national holiday in which this devil promoted is actually going to lead to 2/3 of our people's destruction.
That's right.
You know, Esau knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, Amos 3:1. Because look, man, all right, people think that it's a game. Okay, you got parents and all that stuff. Oh, it's just for the kids and this and that.
Yep.
That's the #1 excuse for following these holidays. Oh, it's fun. You know, why don't you guys calm down? But what you really don't understand is that you're making the Lord angry when you're celebrating these other idols, man. All right? These other nations, these other gods were set up for these other nations to follow. But what happens when you follow them? You bring that out, huh?
Amos chapter 3 verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Yep.
Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities.
There you go. Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities, man. So here it is. Esau and the other nations, they're carrying on this position. The Lord doesn't care about that, man. The Lord is going to jack you up for following these these ancient customs and these other idols above His power, man.
Right.
The Lord's #1 commandment was to not put no other gods before Him, man. So when He sees you celebrating these holidays, man, celebrating Easter, playing around, searching around for little bunny rabbit eggs, man. You know what I mean? You're celebrating and worshiping another deity, man, and that's pissing the Lord off. Okay? Now I want to bring out, all right, because I remember Easter comes from Ishtar, right? But before that, you had somebody named Inanna, and it's funny, you know, because it's funny how like these ancient idols like kind of play a part, like, no, because when I hear Inanna, it kind of makes me think of like Foxy Brown, the Il Nana. You know what I mean?
Or the Nene.
Or the Nene.
Nene, Nana.
Or the Nene.
Or Shanae.
Or Shanae. That's right.
Rihanna. She had that song, I Nana, what's my name? I Nana.
I'm so glad your brothers are here.
So what? That's the queen of heaven worship.
That's right. Yeah. So who's Inanna? Inanna is an ancient Sumerian goddess of love, sensuality, fertility, procreation, and also of war. Okay? So you know, goddess of love makes you think of in the Greeks also Aphrodite, things like that, a goddess of sex.
Yeah.
That's why you have all these like Foxy Brown, like all these other female artists. They sell sex, man. Everything is all shaking your ass and being sexual, gyrating, you know?
That's why, in some of their poses, you see them doing that, like Nicki Minaj doing the Little Kim, where she squatted, her shit open.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, see Beyonce doing that shit.
Right.
Yep.
That all has a spirit behind it, man. Okay?
Sasha Fierce.
Sasha, boy, we're gonna get into that. It's funny. Watch this. Check this out, because the brother, not the main Dallas camp, but the other two brothers, those two beautiful brothers down there that be camping the 2-man camp. I think Houston. Yeah, Houston. I believe.
Yahawashi now. Yahawashi.
Barbarians.
Oh, barbarians. Those,
Barbarians.
a brother who's inspiration of this opening out, you know, getting on Easter. He hyped me up watching this video, man, and he mentioned this. So check this out. She later talking about Inanna. She later became identified by the Akkadians and Assyrians as the goddess Ishtar, and further with the Hittite Sashka. Sasha Fierce. It makes you think about that. It reminds you of that. And the brother mentioned that. He was like, yo, damn, it just hit me like a ton of bricks, man. When Beyonce on stage, she puts on an alter ego, and then she calls herself Sasha Fierce, and then she's all of a sudden doing all these moves, and now she's possessed by a demon, man.
Yep.
You know? And that demon is the goddess Inanna, man. Ishtar, Sushka, whatever you want to call
And
it.
that just proves that these demons are not new, man.
Nope.
These are just old demons, man. You know, remanufactured, as the brother said, man. So Esau, he's not original. He don't even have his own demons, man.
Right.
You know, he's copying off other nations' demons and the gods that they created, man.
That's right. All right. It says the Phoenician Astarte and Greek Aphrodite. So they all go back to Inanna. They're all one deity. They're a goddess of love, sex, and fertility. A fertility god. Okay. It says among many others, she was also seen as the bright star of the morning and evening, Venus, and identified with the Roman goddess. All right. So it all ties together. Okay. Hey, that's why in Daniel's the second chapter, when you read about the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, you know, and you have the ancient Babylonians, that was the Golden Empire. You know, you have the Greco, the Grecian. No, what was it? I'm sorry. The Medo-Persian Empire, which was the silver. Then you had the iron, which was the Greco-Roman. You know, and so on and so forth. It's all a part of the same statue because what they still conjure up the same gods, man. They all pretty much took from each other's philosophy and build up. You know, it's all just recycled, rejuvenated,
Spirit.
it's all reinvented deities and idols, man. You know. So it says Inanna is one of the candidates cited as the subject of the Burnry relief, better known as Queen of the Night. That's where you get Queen of Heaven worship. Okay. Relief dating from the reign of Hammurabi of Babylon, 1792 to 1750. Although her sister, the goddess, is most likely predicted. But that's the point on that. This is the origins of Easter, right? Now, what I want to do is bring out this other article going into the pagan origin of Easter. It says Easter is the day that is honored by nearly all of contemporary Christianity and is used to celebrate the resurrection of who the world calls Jesus Christ. The holiday often involves a church service at sunrise, a feast which includes an Easter ham, decorated eggs, and stories about rabbits. Okay? And first of all, that's off because it tells you in the scriptures that you're not supposed to eat pork, man. And ham is cut from pork, man, a pig. Okay, ham comes from pigs and it's against the law. Alright? It says, those who love truth learn to ask questions, and many questions must be asked regarding the holiday of Easter. Is it truly the day when Jesus arose from the dead? Where did all the strange customs come from, which have nothing to do with the resurrection of our Savior? And as I said, opening up camp, you ask the average Christian, where does Easter come from and why do you celebrate it? They don't know, you know. Hey, what does it tell? The prudent man
perceiveth the evil and hideth himself.
Perceiveth the evil and hideth himself, man. Somebody that's prudent looks things up. Someone that's prudent asks questions. You know, why do I believe in what I believe in? Do I believe in what I believe in?
Right.
Do I actually believe in what I believe in? What do I believe in? Why do I believe that it's true? You know, these are questions that you have to ask yourself. The scriptures also say, count the cost.
Right.
You know? Okay?
I can bring out a quick precept?
Absolutely.
Because in the spiritual, and it only makes sense that these entertainers are worshiping the Queen of Heaven.
Right.
A lot of these rappers, the male figures of the entertainment world, they also worship women. You know, they enter Queen of Heaven worship. That's why it seems like they're prospering. That's why they have anything that money can buy. That's why they can jet set and go anywhere in the world. Because those are some of the rewards that comes with worshiping the Queen of Heaven. And I'm going to prove it to you by way of scripture. This is Jeremiah chapter 44. I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth. This is what? That was that wolf spirit. Right? And it says, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done. We and our fathers, our kings, and our princes in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, for then had we had plenty of victuals, and were well and saw no evil. Yep. You know, so they were living good. All because why? They worshiped the Queen of Heaven. You You know, that's the rewards that came with that that sacrifice that they were offering the burnt offerings unto, right? Yep. Verse 18. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things. And that's why they don't want to serve the Lord.
Right.
That's why the average person that sold out wouldn't want to do away with their prosperity, so to speak, you know, their money, their mansions, the cars, and serve the Lord, because they don't want to be uncomfortable. You know, they don't want to take the stairs. Here it is, the entertainers, they taking the elevator up. Right. We at the Hope for Elect are taking the stairs, man. We're taking the long route. We're taking the scenic route to obtain our salvation, man. Yep. You know, but these individuals are taking shortcuts. You know, and the Lord's going to shortcut lifespan. You know, with them thermonuclear missiles. Right? And it says, but since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. And when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men? Then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the men and to the women, and to all the people which had given him that answer, saying, the incense that ye burn in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, ye and your fathers, your kings, and your princes, and the people of the land, did not the Lord remember them? And came it not into his mind, so that the Lord could no longer bear, because of the evil of your doings, and because of the abominations which ye have committed? Therefore is your land a desolation, and an astonishment, and a curse, without an inhabitant, as at this day. To this day.
So I guess it just doesn't work out in the long run, man. It just doesn't work out in the long run. You said to this day. Yeah, it doesn't work out in the long run with the Lord, man. You know, at the end, because wait, this is Esau's world, man. All right, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, man. Okay, you're gonna have to suffer a little bit on this side in order to live prosperity and prosperous in the next coming world, man. And this world is almost done away with, man. It's right there on the end, man. All right.
Just to add on to the point, right? Because like the brother's bringing out too, you know, like the brother said, man, in order to prosper in this world, you got to sell your soul. Now guess what Satan did with Yahawashi, man? All right, this is Matthew chapter 4. Yahawashi, our Lord and Savior, Matthew chapter 4, and I start at verse 7. It says, Yahawashi said unto him, Salaki, I start at 6. Matter of fact, I start at 5. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple. All right?
Yep. Top floor.
Yep. Top floor. And say unto him, if thou wilt be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down. For it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee.
You see what I'm saying? That's how you're able to be a servant. He knows both sides. He knows the good and he knows the evil. So he knows what to tempt you with. And he's also going to use the word of the Lord in the sense of deceiving you, to try you. You know what I'm saying? To test you. In hopes you go against the word of the Lord.
Right. It's trickery.
Yeah.
It says, and he say unto him, if thou wilt be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down. For it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee. And in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Yahawashi said unto him, it is written, again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain. And that's what Satan do. Yeah. Them agents that come in there and show you something, they take you to the mansion party. Yeah. You know, and then be like, okay, how he go with that? All right, you seem like he's probably going along. Let's take him to another secret of ours, be a part of this secret society. You know? Yeah.
It also reminds me too is the Matrix. You know, when you got the Agent Smith, he'll hop on your body, he'll guide you to let you what you want to do, and as soon as you get murked, he hops off and they go somewhere else. And it leaves you. You know, I remember that when the dude that was driving the garbage truck, right? And he's gonna go take the garbage truck, turn it around, and then ram it right into the thing and disappear right before it hits the wall. But the person that got took over is dead, man.
That's get him deep. Them demons do that. Yeah. Demons that get you. Demon person, that shit funny as hell. Demons will drive you like a Maserati. As soon as you about to crash, right before you about to crash, them demons leave you and you realize that you in the world of hell, man.
You on your own.
I was just going through that.
Okay. That's why people ask the question, what did I get myself into?
Right.
There's a demon that took over.
That's right.
You know?
A lot of women do that shit. A lot of women say that shit. That wasn't my intentions.
Right.
You know, it did what you got yourself into, the fire, man. How do you walk into the fire? But it says, again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding mountain and show him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. Verse 9. And say,
if I could add, if you don't know that your kingdom is eternal, you're gonna fall for that.
Right.
You know, you gonna, because look, each and every one of those kingdoms has a cap rate. It's a boundary in which those particular kingdoms, the Lord's not gonna allow them to pass. So here it is, you're gonna see all the glory of a particular kingdom for a certain amount of time, but not knowing that the Lord got a kingdom that's reserved for eternal. That's never gonna end. That's why we're in a better predicament, because we know both sides. The Spirit of the Lord.
it says, verse 9, and say unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou, this is the point, if thou will fall down and worship me. Right. You know? So that's what Jake do. They bow down and they worship demon spiritual Satan and his counterpart Esau in the world, man. Hey, brother, bringing out the Easter, you got our people celebrating shit. That's bowing down to Satan on the lower level. You know? And then you got, like this brother brought out, you got celebrities, man. All right, they knowingly what they're doing because they sold their soul. So they bowed down. And this is what this is what Satan did to our Lord and Savior, man. But you know, Yahawashi checked his ass, man. You know? That's the point.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Woo! It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahawah God hath made, and he said unto the woman, it says, yet God said, Salakia, ye shall not eat of any tree of the garden.
Now, first off, how did he even know to go to Eve in the first place, man? The devil was scoping Adam out, man, from the jump. That's what this devil does. He jigs. All right. All these shows, these old shows that we used to laugh at, 227. You know what I mean? All them joints. Well, they would staged applause on their jokes because Esau knows what you find funny, man. Esau knows a lot of you jakes better than yourself. So what? He knows your weaknesses and he knows where to attack. In this case, Satan went to the woman, man. Okay? The weaker vessel, because he knew he was going to be able to pay that way.
Quick precept. Go ahead, bro. This is Peter chapter 3 and 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to the knowledge and honor unto the wife as weaker vessels.
Unto the weaker vessel, man.
As being heirs together of the grace of life, that your players be not hindered. Be not hindered.
And that made the serpent, which is a serpent, and it means he was a sub-individual. That's what made the devil come up to, because what? He knew this, man. He knew that the woman was a vessel, and that's it. It was gonna, his scheming, Adam. If he was gonna capitalize on that, he was gonna have to go and attack his woman, man. You know?
Yeah, I got some real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
For the word subtle there, which is Irawam, and it means subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly.
Right.
It says cunning, usually in a bad sense. So that goes to show you.
Hey, who's a cunning hunter? Esau, man.
Yup.
You know?
And it goes to show you that he was wise to do evil, man, in a bad sense. And who's the most wise to do evil is Esau, the so-called white man.
That's why the scriptures say, put on the whole armor of the Most High so that you may resist the wiles of the devil. The craftiness, man, the cunning, you know?
Real quick, too. Just to throw in there, look what he did to our woman. He had taken the man out the household and offset the woman. Right. Still to this day. And, you know, Eve today, he offset our relation with our own woman of our nation and weaken us. This is why these women go down there and get child support, and you're so quick to put child support on your dude, man. You know, your baby daddy, man. You know, and that's what they're doing, and that destroys your nation, man. You know, that destroys you as a people.
And these are the number one these are the number one catalysts of people that are running into these harlot houses and celebrating Easter, the wine, man. You know, so here it is. That's the wine that the serpent offered him. Read that again, bro.
It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the field represents the world too.
That's right.
Which Yahawah God hath made, and he said unto the woman, yeah, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? He was questioning him, man. So Satan makes you, he try to make you question the Most High, man.
Right,
And
right.
the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, thou hast said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. It says, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
No, you're not gonna die. Come on. That dude over there, God, he don't know what the hell he's talking about. You know? You gonna eat that thing, you put your husband on child support. You know what I'm saying? You put him on, you could be an independent woman, yo. You don't need the man in the house. Come on, I got you. You need something, just fill out a little something, I'll send you some money, I got you. Don't worry about it. You know, Section 8 housing, all right? Welfare, you know?
Whatever you like.
You can have whatever you like. Yeah. You know? This is the wine that the so-called white man offered this nigga, man. And when I'm saying nigga, when I'm talking about all these tribes, man.
Hey, can I say this? That shows you that Eve was going off, man. Because first off, if you have a husband who's believing your husband's ways that he knows the Lord, man, and that shows you that women should not have casual conversation with men. You should have no casual conversation. That's why the scripture says wickedness to a what? Little, man. All right? Women is having these casual conversations are offsetting your direction and your discipline under your husband, man. Now you start thinking of shit. That's why Esau's a fucking devil, man. He put these magazines out there, he put these TV shows out there. Because what it does to these women, social media, Instagram, it start to make them think otherwise. Here they do, everything's fine, but all of a sudden they want to embody their lifestyle like that person. Be your damn self. That's why these black bitches got blonde hair, man. Fucking dumbasses, man.
That's right. Let's read a little bit going down on this. Is it truly the day when who they call Jesus arose from the dead? Where did all of the strange customs come from, which have nothing to do with the resurrection of our Savior? The purpose of this tract is to help answer those questions and to help those who seek the truth draw out their own conclusions. The first thing we must understand is that professing Christians were not only the ones who celebrated a festival called Easter. Ishtar, which is pronounced Easter, was a day that commemorated the resurrection of one of their gods that they called Tammuz, okay? Who was believed to be the only begotten son of the moon goddess and the sun god, okay? So when you go into Tammuz, you're going into moon worship and you're going into sun worship. Hence why Easter tomorrow is going to be on a Sunday, okay? Because you're worshiping the sun along with the Queen of Heaven and along with Tammuz.
And that also goes to prove that fucking Islam is off too, because it said the moon worship.
Right.
You know, they got the moon, the crescent
moon. That's right. That's right.
It goes into Semiramis,
Mother, yeah. You're not supposed to worship the moon or the sun, okay? We use the moon as you would a Rolex watch, man.
Right.
That's about it. We don't bow down or worship to it, man.
Hey, there's a movie. Dang, I wish I could find this clip, man. You know how brothers be in the spirit, you start watching shows and movies a lot. You start forgetting what movie I watched. But there was a movie where it was dealing with this guy who was taking it back to the ancient times. He was supposed to be a warrior. And he left his woman to go fight in the war. You know, where's his country. I think it was Greek. It had to be somewhere Greek. They was wearing the little skirts and things like that. And what happened was he left, and when he went on the journey to fight, his woman was like, she hoped that he survived to come back. And what happened was he got locked up by the enemy's army, and they didn't kill him. They put him in prison, and he was there for like months. But the way that he was able to keep time, he kept looking at the moon.
Right.
And it'll show the moon, and he'd count and know how many months he'd been away from home.
Right.
And that just shows you, man.
Yeah.
I just can't think. I can't think of the damn movie, man, or the show I watched. This is a couple, like last year.
Yeah, but yeah, we use the sun as like a dial. Like I said, it's like a grand Rolex watch, man. You know, but it's nothing to be worshipped, man. The Lord created the moon and the stars and the sun, man. So worship the Most High.
Hey, because in the Apocrypha it says the word month come from moon.
Yeah,
So that brother had the knowledge right there.
There you go. So it says the god was called Tammuz, who was believed to be the only begotten son of the moon goddess and the sun god. In those ancient times, there was a man named Nimrod. Now you can read about Nimrod in Genesis the 10th chapter. Okay, going in on the Tower of Babel. He was born around that time. He was a king of Babylon. Okay, he was a Canaanite, if I'm not mistaken. He was a Hamite. All right, who was the grandson of Noah's son Ham. It said Ham had a son named Cush, who married a woman named Semiramis. Cush and Semiramis then had a son named Shem. After the death of his father, Nimrod married his own mother and became a powerful king. The Bible tells of this man, I don't know if that's true or not, but Nimrod married his own mother. I don't know. The Bible doesn't say that. We'll just say that. It says the Bible tells of this man, Nimrod, Genesis the 10th chapter, as follows. And Cush begat Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mightier hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel and Erech and Akkad in the land of Shinar. Nimrod became a god-man to the people, and Semiramis, his wife and mother, became the powerful queen of ancient Babylon. The beginning of woman worshiping, right here in Babylon. All started in ancient Babylon. Okay, Nimrod was eventually killed by an enemy, and his body was cut in pieces and sent into various parts of his kingdom. Now check this out. This is very interesting. Semiramis had all of the parts gathered of his body, except for one part that could not be found. This is what that was. That missing part is his reproduction organ, his penis. Now, what makes you think? It goes back to a lot of different things. In ancient Egypt, you have the worshiping of the obelisk. Okay, an obelisk is a giant penis. Okay, the monument in Washington D.C. you have the same obelisk, penis worship. Okay, so what? So the mythology behind this is he was cut into a million pieces or whatever. They gathered them all together, but they couldn't find his rod. So they erect his rod to try to complete the
The same thing on the Christmas tree. They said the balls exactly represent his balls.
And the tree itself.
Yeah. And then you stick the thing on the top of the tree. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's where the tie comes from. The tie is the obelisk.
Beautiful.
And the bow tie is like the balls, the testicles.
That's right.
And you know, out there in Washington, they have an obelisk.
Yeah.
An obelisk. You know, it shows you that these devils, they worship demons.
Even man, it's supposed to be like a penis, man, on top of his head.
Yeah, and that shows you that they're homosexuals by nature.
Right.
To worship a penis, to worship some sexual organ, you gotta do something wrong with you, man. And they love that. That's why the Greeks, they showed a lot of their nature when they were the Greeks, man. When they were the Romans. And that's why they just back again, doing it again, calling themselves Americans, man. You know?
And it's no coincidence that Babylon the Great, America, has a lot of tributaries, has a lot of statues that commemorate ancient Egypt. Hence, even the pyramid on the back of your dollar bill, is because they took a lot of those customs from ancient Egypt, and ancient Egypt, which comes from the Hamites, were the original homosexuals, man.
Yep.
You had Ham who walked in on Noah and laughed at his nakedness.
Yep.
But it was Shem and Japheth that took a blanket and walked in backwards and covered up his father, man.
That's right, man.
Hey, there's comparisons that even videos that Edomites even did, man, that compared this place America to ancient past of Egypt.
Yep.
The way the houses are, man, it's the mirror image of Egypt, man. Hey, like the brother said, the dollar bill has the pyramid on it, man. Yep. So this place, that's why we understand that United States, all right, North America is Babylon the Great. The scriptures even tell us that it is the spiritually called Sodom.
Yeah, we all got the same scripture. We all have the same scripture.
You got it, brother.
You got it, brother.
Revelations 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Spiritually, okay? Our people aren't spiritual, man. You gotta spiritually make the connections. Yeah. All right? I remember the apostles, and like I said, I saw a couple other people do videos on it. The comparison is so crazy, even where the river is at, right? You have Egypt, you have the Nile River that splits, all right, ancient Egypt, okay? Or Egypt even today, the state of Egypt, the country of Egypt. Right, and you have a good portion of it on the eastern side, but a bigger portion on the western side, just like America. Yeah. And on that Mississippi River in America, you have a pyramid, okay, that they erected in Memphis, Tennessee. Now there's an ancient city in the old land of Egypt called Memphis, man. Memphis. There's the old Memphis in Egypt, man. And that's just one of many examples, man.
Hey, when you look at it, Serapis Christus.
Right.
You know, how he was in Egypt and he had Israel worshiping these deities, man, these demons, man. And you got it's just it's understanding because that's his foundation. He took from another people. He took up their religion. He took up their culture. Yep. He took up their gods. He embodied himself to be those people, as if he was these people. You come in and raid a land and take their land from them, and then you replace them as their people. Yes. And so when he comes to when there's voyage, when he's sailing and scoping out the lands here in Western world, what he did when he set up shop and he had got his way, you know, he destroyed damn near almost extinct the Italians. All right, that devil Christopher Borcoli. Okay, what happened? Set up his structure the way that he know from over there in the world, man. You know, that's all he damn demon, man.
And they got a comparison. The red, white, and one you're very comes from the rulership of ancient Egypt. All right, where the crowns on their head, depending on their status, was either a red, white, or blue. That's where they got their American flag from. Beer was very. Hey, you go to any store right now, you're gonna see a lot of advertisement for Budweiser beer, Heineken, whatever. They used to drink beer like water back in ancient Egypt, man. Every day the workers building up the pyramid, they had bread and they had beer. Okay?
Even going back to watermelons. Jake loved the watermelons in ancient Egypt. Check out Jake today here in Babylon the Great, also known as spiritual Egypt. They loved melons. They loved the watermelons. That's why, you know, when the Lord delivered them, you know, they wanted to go back to Egypt because one of the things they craved was melons. Wow. They wanted those watermelons. The scriptures tell you that. You know?
Yeah, you go to any Jake cookout, guaranteed to see a damn watermelon there.
Read that scripture again, bro.
It says, Revelations 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Yep, so that great city which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. You have to be spiritual to make these connections, man. And those dead bodies are talking about you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
That's right.
If you're going to Easter, if you're going to church tomorrow to celebrate Easter, bro, you're dead, okay? You're spiritually dead and you don't know a damn thing, and you need to open up your eyes before you get destroyed, man.
If I could add too, because when you read down, it goes into how the Lord will wake us back up also in this place, man, like great city. Now when you go into ancient Egypt, what? Our people didn't know the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Then the Most High raised up Moses, which the Most High raised up his prophets today, so that basically our people can get reacquainted with the Lord, man.
Right.
You know?
Right. All right, so reading on this, that missing part was his reproductive organ. Semiramis claimed that Nimrod could not come back to life without it. That's why they constantly try to erect it. All right, because it says Semiramis, Semiramis claimed that Nimrod could not come back to life without it, and told the people of Babylon that Nimrod had ascended to the sun and is now called Baal, the sun god. So that's where you get Baal from. You know, when the scriptures where it tells you not to worship or worship Baal or anything like that, it's talking about Nimrod. Okay? is a man. He was an old king from ancient Babylon. All right. Now it says, and he's a sun god. More sun worship, more going to church on Sundays, and more worshiping the sun, which is what you're not supposed to do. Okay. It says Queen Semiramis also proclaimed that Baal would be present on earth in the form of a flame, whether candle or lamp, when used in worship. Semiramis was creating a mystery religion, and with the help of Satan, she set herself up as a goddess, man. All right, so Semiramis set herself up as a goddess and as the queen of heaven. Oh, the feet went out?
Just went out. Yo.
Let me check it.
Yeah. Did it just go out?
I'm telling that brother the water.
Word, can't tell that. I don't know how you tell that.
Nah, it's on.
Oh, you
The
talking about this
connection
one?
is poor.
Oh, this one?
Oh, that's yours?
Nah, that one's still going. The connection.
No, sound, he said.
Sound?
Yeah, this
It's on.
song's good now.
Check it on your page.
Said there's no sound. Which one you watching?
Let me just stop and redo it, I guess.
No, it's good. It's good.
Oh, it's still good?
All right. I'm gonna just keep reading. It says Semiramis was creating a mystery religion, and with the help of Satan, she set herself up as a goddess. Okay, goddess worship, more paganism. All right, and this is all tying into Easter. Semiramis claimed that she was immaculate. Ooh, I need brothers for this. No. It says Semiramis claimed that she was immaculately conceived.
Oh.
What does that sound familiar with?
Right.
The Virgin Mary. Okay? That immaculate. I don't know, man. Yeah, this is like,
It's on. Yeah, it's his phone.
Maybe it's,
it's like
Tapping his phone again. It's his phone.
Yeah. All right. So it says. So let me read that back a little bit. Semiramis was creating a mystery religion, and with the help of Satan, she set herself up as a goddess. Semiramis claimed that she was immaculately conceived. Okay, so that's where you get your Virgin Mary doctrine from. You know, all taken from Roman Catholicism and Christianity. People believe to this very day that the Lord was immaculately conceived. You know, and they worship Mary instead of the Lord. You know, which is false. Which is goddess worship. She taught that the moon was a goddess that went through a 28-day cycle and ovulated when full. So you know when a full moon is, a lot of people consider that's a good time to conceive and to for ovulation, things like that. You know, people believe in this shit. You know?
Yeah, because really, especially the moon. The moon actually moves the waves, man. Great tidal waves move off the vibration of the moon. So if they saying that it's being spiritual, but they probably be demonic, man.
Yeah, it's more demonic. Yep.
Because they say the moon goes back to lunatic. Right. And a person would call him a lunatic because he acting crazy. And then you say, oh, because the full moon. The moon does something to the waters. Even in our bodies, it does something to the waters, man.
Yep. Right. She further claimed that she came down. Now here's where it gets into. Check this out. She further claimed that she came down from the moon in a giant moon egg that fell into the Euphrates River. All right. Moon egg. This is all mythology, man.
Hey, like I say this, man.
Our
Lord's mind is out of this world, but our Lord is not a weirdo, man. Right. His mind is out of this world. When you check out the creatures that the Lord created, you'll go. But he's not a weirdo, man.
Yeah.
Everything makes sense, man. Egg falling from the moon. All right, now what made the moon an egg? Why egg? An egg has to come from another creature which was conceived in the stomach like a chicken, and put out. Like, get the hell out of here.
It's just stupid.
Hey, and that explains where you get your Easter eggs from, though.
Yeah, no, well, actually, that's exactly where it explains it. Yeah. Now, because what? Eggs don't come from rabbits. Eggs don't come from rabbits. So that's where the eggs come from. Okay. So Semiramis became known as Ishtar, which is pronounced Easter, and her moon egg became known as Ishtar's egg. So that's why you're looking for, it represents fertility and it represents Ishtar, the moon goddess.
I got a
If
quick picture.
you had any sense, when you look the word Easter up, which is in Acts, and you go into it, it says what? Pesach. Pesach going back to what? The
Right.
Passover.
Come.
Right? That has nothing to do with rabbits, eggs. That's what are you talking about?
Easter basket.
Stupid, man.
And real quick, you mentioned how it goes back to the moon god, right?
Yep.
It's part of the commandment. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19. And least thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy power hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. So you're not supposed to be worshiping. You know, the sun, moon, and the stars. That's right. You know, it's a commandment of the Lord.
It's a commandment of the Lord. And that's why when you show up tomorrow to go celebrate this pagan holiday, the Lord is going to be very, very pissed off.
Right. Yep. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, learn not the way of the heathen.
Ooh, that's a custom of the heathen. Like I said, that all comes from Nimrod, okay, which was a Hamite, man.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man.
Yeah, Genesis 10, I had it. I can go back to it, but it was saying that Nimrod was a great hunter before the Lord.
Right.
You know, so he was a mighty man.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So that shows you that Nimrod's in the scriptures, man. You know, I just thought you said it, but I just put it back out there.
It sure is.
That's right.
I got
But,
some.
Let me finish this real quick. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed at them.
Yeah, they look at the moon, they sit up there, they maybe get some opioids and get, drunk and all boozed up or whatever. They look at the moon and be like, yo, I think, that's our God up there, man. That's God.
Yeah. It's like this when they created this. Yo, it gotta be aliens out here. Yeah. Aliens, man. Yo, they gonna invade us. Did you see that? Oh, look at that. Yo, that's a shooting star. Stars don't move, but that's a shooting star.
Yup. Yeah, because a lot of these Edomites, they do acid, all these crazy drugs, man. Even when they in their think tanks, how the scriptures say, when they in them think tanks, you best believe they doing all them LSD and all that shit, man.
And another thing too, I'm glad the brother said that, because even your favorite, let's say authors or these Edomites that sit in high places that have power to create books, they on drugs too.
That's right, man.
They doing a lot of shit too, man. It may not look like the drugged out Edomite on the street.
That's right.
Or in the typical area, he got the rich drugs, man. He getting high out his mind. He's doing demonic rituals, and then he could create a book in it because he made a book and got it published. It's true.
Yup. Oh, if I could say this, man, for the brothers that show you on the scene with the girl, she's trying to come, make her book, and her friend put her on to a publisher, and she was like, he was like, I really liked your book or whatever, and she pretty much asked him like what he liked about it or whatever, and he just tried to give her drugs or whatever, and she was like, I don't do that. He was like, oh, no wonder why your book was boring as fuck, because you're not taking drugs. He was like, man, I wrote that on acid and shit, man. So they just spoiled it right there for you.
Now, what's drugs? Drugs is witch power, demon-like power, Well, I'm gonna say demon power, man, because it gives you a hallucination, man. It'll make you believe in things. That's why niggas love drugs, man. Niggas love getting high, before they go and do something, before they rap. A lot of these guys, it's this thing where these rappers say, I don't write. I just go in there and lay it down. Nigga, because half of the time you be high. Right. So when you go in there, you can get that groove and start flowing, thinking the shit coming off. You feel like you're the greatest rapper alive. But it's the drug behind it. Hey, the prime example of drugs, you gotta look at your man ODB, man. That dude said he could not make music unless he was high.
Wow.
And then what? He went to jail, he got out, and he already, if you watch his story, he knew that the Illuminati was after him and stuff, and he thought he was crazy. Because he was the ODB, the master.
Dirty bastard, baby Jesus.
Method Man said there's no father to his style. That's why he's a ODB, old dirty bastard.
Oh shit.
But he was telling you, he was like even pushing him after me. He was afraid when he got out of jail. He was like, why all of a sudden Mary J. Blige and this person coming to pick me up? Like I thought I was a nobody. This is scary. He said when they came in the limo, He said he had to peek his head in the limo, like, what's going on? And shit like that, because he was afraid that they was going to kill him. And they did, man. But he said it himself, man. He said he couldn't go into the booth unless he did some type of drug. And they saw he got blown up, look all, you know?
Dang.
And it's in the scriptures. They got high in the scriptures, like the scriptures spoke upon.
And real quick, too, Lil Wayne. Look
Oh,
at him.
man.
He called himself a Martian. I'm not from this world. He said, I'm not from this world.
We are not the same, are you?
Yeah, because his mind is so destroyed from drugs that all he can think of is just doing what his business is. He don't even have his own person anymore. If they do rituals, he do his rituals. He just do it with no remorse. If he do songs, he just go in there and lay it down. It's like, go ahead, man, 'cause that shit destroyed you, man.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 17. Then he said unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence and had returned to provoke me to anger, and lo, they put the branch to their nose. And when you look up that word branch, it goes back to the word odoriferous, because it was pretty much an aroma in which allowed them to hallucinate. You know what I'm saying? You got high.
Yeah.
But what's the root word in odoriferous? Reefer, which is what? Marijuana.
And they, if I can add as well real quick, because you got this show called Into the West with Gad, and some Edomites came into their land or whatever, and he said he had a bunch of actual branches in his hand, and they was like, come on, we're gonna smoke together, man, as a peace offering.
Exactly.
So he made it with actual branches, man.
And then too, you know, the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun. So you think you just found out, like what, 70s, 60s, 60s, when it was like being a hippie was cool, that you just found out the benefit, the weed benefits, the THC in the weed? It's been there for years, man. They've been doing it, just like coke and all that stuff, man.
And the THC is what makes marijuana terrible. You know what I'm saying? Because THC is all set up to what? Depopulate the earth. And it feminizes men. When you got a lot of bitch ass niggas out here, it's because a majority of them smoke, they get off to their emotions. And I see it. You know, you can clearly see niggas are very emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because of the THC level. You know, that's all a part of the Edomites' plan to destroy the Israelites, man.
And I say this too, you know, you got brothers, you know, the scriptures say to eat the herbs, you know, but you got guys that want to be slick about it, you know. They like, look, I want to feel that high because I like the feeling of being high when I smoke. But since I know the truth, well, let me go cook some brownies with some weed that I bought a half an ounce from this nigga. First off, that weed is polluted, man. All right, ain't no telling to when that man you got it from, who had it before him. And like the brother broke down THC, it makes you feminine, man. So you got to be careful when you trying to, that's why the Lord said he looked within the inward part of man, because it's your intentions. It's your intentions. The Most High is seeing that, you're wicked because you seeking to get high. Your intentions is not to eat these brownies, to eat these herbs for like a health benefit. It's for you want to feel stimulated and high. You're wicked, man. You shouldn't want to feel like that. The herbs are supposed to be for medicine, man. You know, so you have to think about that shit before you go get an edible, man. You know, because that shit is all off, man. You know?
Hey, if I can add it again, man, it's a scene in Game of Thrones, and pretty much that girl Arya, she was cut up or whatever, and the girl that was healing her asked her if she wants some milk of the poppy, which when you go into poppy seeds, that's where you get your heroin from, man. So she pretty much gave her, you know, the same form as heroin because she was about to undergo surgery, man. Not because she bored. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the intentions behind it. I just want to stress that because I heard, hey, men be doing that. I don't know about GreatMillStone, but from what I hear, you know, Israel had a lot of shit. You know, them edible shit, that shit off, man. It's the intentions behind it. You're trying to righteously get high. You're striving righteously to get high. Like, we're not supposed to be high. We're supposed to be high off the word. Not high like, oh shit, yo. Come on, man. The Lord don't want us to be sitting up here looking like that, man. We priests. I'm just like, yeah, we are. But we're princes, man. No princes looking up there all deluded. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nigga, that's the niggas, man. Hyenas, man. No?
This Jake on the job told me he ate an edible and he wasn't himself. He felt like he had to go to the hospital. Wow. That shit really took him out of his element.
know, they right now Esau's letting them allowing them man to push it hard, man. Because they got the so-called trucks that are rolling around the city, man. And they go to certain spots and they post it up, man. You know, for people to get that.
It's witchcraft. People staring up a pot of candy and putting potions in there, man. You know, now it's a difference if you know about the herb and you go get the herb because you have an ailment. The Lord with you, man. You know you're doing it because you're hoping that that herb heals the body. But if you're doing it to get high, man, come on, man. You know, that shit off, man.
And marijuana, that could be a great way for these devils to take a lot of you people out, because what these devils been doing now lately, what's that substance? That's an elephant tranquilizer.
Wow, what?
What's it called? It's a specific name for it. Nah, because they pretty much put it in the heroin. Yeah, they pretty much put it in the heroin. I know of a couple of people that you know, they was indulging in them drugs and shit, and they actually cut it, you know, with that elephant tranquilizer. You know what I'm saying? And actually one of the dudes on my job, his pops, you know, took that. He passed away. And one of the dudes I went to high school with passed away off of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what drug they can actually put in the marijuana to cause these people to be taken out of the earth, man. Because the point is to what? Minimize the people on the earth, depopulation. Why not do it by way of drugs, man?
Hey, another thing too, I thought out there, when I was young and I was in the world, my homies and who I had around me that sold weed and all that shit, I knew a dude that used to pee on his weed.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you said roach spray. You had men that will roach spray their weed, man. Or they'll pee their weed to give this type of more potency, man. Hey, you would smoke the weed and you would see yellow smoke. And then it was found out that niggas, his boy told on him. So niggas came in his house, want to fuck him up. What the fuck is that? They were smoking this. So you'll out and go get a bag nickel dime shit weed because you think you're going to go in the house and cook it up and eat it. You think about that shit. You know, that's just putting, we eating the foods don't want to eat. Why would put in my, this man's drink, man? You know, telling what they do when they, you know, I don't break down that. Yeah.
Listen, I was gonna say now it's an addition too. So Esau going, you know, no matter what Esau going to do to it, Jake still, you know, do anything to get it, man.
Hey, you said a good thing.
Oh,
Y2K.
Hey, and they had a story in the news a couple months back where people in Brooklyn were ODing on it, and they were drooling over themselves and everything. They were out of it, and Ishmael was responsible for selling it. Okay, so now you can get it in your local stores, man. Where Ishmael is at, man. Yeah. You know, Ishmael is selling stuff out of there and it's cheap. It's cheap. And Jake down and out, they can get something quick, high quick, man. Yeah. Something's cheap.
And those edibles, brother said that Esau even knows about those things and you could get it because why? They want you to stay asleep.
Exactly.
They want you to be high on something. Don't be yourself and think, man. They don't want you to think. They want you to be high and yeah. Oh, homosexuality. No problem. Oh, pedophilia. No problem. Look, I feel. What's that song? Please don't stop my vibe.
Oh yeah, bitch, don't kill my vibe.
I don't kill my vibe, man. I don't care about all that right now. I'm feeling it. That's good. Fuck out of here, man.
All right. Speaking of, all right. So back on Semiramis became known as Ishtar which is pronounced Easter, and her moon egg became known as Ishtar's egg. Ishtar soon became pregnant and claimed that it was the rays of the sun god Baal that caused her to conceive. Don't kill my vibe, yo.
She was high.
It's high.
Yo.
Them sun rays, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, that's like the Hadith. We read long years ago. All the stupid shit them heathens put together. You gotta pee in your head. You gotta be high. You gotta be high, man.
Yeah.
She's probably getting some sun rays, all right. Some golden showers.
Right. The sun has a rod and the moon has a vagina.
It says the son that she brought forth was named Tammuz. Are you still on Ezekiel 8th chapter? Anybody?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, grab me Ezekiel 8 and 12. And 12.
Ezekiel 8 and 12. It said here to me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the angels of the house of Israel do in the dark?
So the Lord sees all this. His eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun. He sees everything that you do, you know, when you think that you're not being seen. Read on.
It says says, what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark, every man in the chambers of his imagery. For they say, the Lord seeth us not, the Lord hath forsaken the earth.
Yeah, they say the Lord seeth us not. The Lord has forsaken the earth, man. So they continue and they go and they choose to further dive and dwell into these other idols, man, where they see some form of prosperity out of it, to in their own understanding.
And this is why these devils, and it was the Most High allowing you to do it. You know, he said the children of Israel shall eat the foul foods amongst the Gentiles. And when you check out these Edomites, they polluting the water purposely, man, with fluoride, man. All right, they're purposely polluting us with GMO foods. You know, they purposely polluting our foods, man. Because the earth is, look how far they have gone, man. Serving us human DNA as well, man. That's why it's no good to eat out of these fast food spots, man. That's not even real food. Hey, it's a simple mind to say, how is it not real food, though? This nigga said that the other day. But I just want to know, how is it not real food, though? It's real, bro. You can eat it. Nigga, it's not, it's something that your stomach can digest. But guess what? In the long run, it's going to give you cancer, nigga.
It's not breaking it down. It's not giving you any nutrients.
Right.
That's why you still feel hungry after you eat this shit.
Yeah, right. It's not fulfilling in any kind of manner.
Exactly, man.
It says,
Read them.
it says, the Lord seeth us not, the Lord hath forsaken the earth. He said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz.
Behold, there set forth women weeping for Tammuz, the same Tammuz that we're reading right now that came from ancient paganism, man. You know, and when you look up Tammuz, he was a god of agriculture and vegetation. So maybe the lady was her crops weren't working out, so she was weeping to Tammuz. Tammuz. All right, and also Tammuz is a symbol is symbolic of Easter, because what? Easter comes forth in the springtime, where everything springs forth and everything is new, everything buds. You know, so you're praying to Tammuz when you do that. So reading this again, the son that she brought forth was named Tammuz. Tammuz was noted to be especially fond of rabbits. And they became sacred in the ancient religion because Tammuz was believed to be the son of the sun god Baal. Baal. Who can be Baal be traced back to? Satan, man.
Yep.
Okay?
Can't make this shit.
You can't make this, man. All right. So when you worship the rabbit, people say, "Oh, it's fun," and you know you're being a buzzkill. It's for the kids. No, man, you're bringing your kids through the fire of Molech, man.
That's right.
You're spiritually offering them up to Satan.
Yeah, like you said, you got Jake there downplay it. You know that it's bullshit, but you say it's for the kids. You think there's no harm in it. You got to go back into the origin of how it got started, man. And then you should realize that I should not participate, nor my children, in this madness. Because by just this, you think it's harmless. Oh, children chasing, trying to find the eggs, you know, chasing at the rabbits. And Esau show you this on the news. Oh, look how cute the children are celebrating Easter. You know, when you're participating in that, you're a part of that ritual. Right. You're keeping it, you're harnessing it and keep praising that deity, that demon in the earth. So you are a worshiper of that deity, man.
That's right.
And that's what you're doing when you're supposed to worship the Most High, man. You know?
That's the spirit, because like, you know, Aki was getting into the stones or whatever. And you know, it's not like we worship it, but like I remember brother had said, it's just something to you know, remind you of what you are you know, praying for. That same thing with the false idols, man. They just really, the people, these false idols, it might be like an elephant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's false idols, man. But it's you that give it. You know what I'm saying? The power, man.
Yeah. The power is actually within the Lord and within you through the Lord. You know, and then what? You're taking that energy and then you're putting it into an idol of an elephant, and then you're worshiping and bowing down. You're giving the elephant all the power and all the glory, man. You know, worshiping the creature more than the creator. That's right.
I got some. This is Mark chapter 10, verse 7. It says, howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of the Most High, you hold the tradition of men.
And Easter is a tradition of men. It's just something. Hey, that's why you can. If you ask a Christian, why do you celebrate Easter? How does it pertain to your to your salvation? What do Easter eggs have to do with the Lord? They can't tell you because why? They're just following tradition.
Right.
It's just something that they do every year. It's something to do. They don't even know why they're doing it. Okay? And that's exactly where Esau wants you, man. That's exactly where Esau wants you.
Oh, since you said that, and it says, as the washing of pots and cups and many other things, and many such like things you do. And he said unto them, full well, you reject the commandment of the Most High, which is what we out here doing, you know. You reject the commandment of the Most High that you may keep your own tradition.
You may keep your own traditions, man. And you try to tell your family members, hey, listen, you try to bring this information out, man. They snap on you, man. They'll get mad at you, man.
They won't even listen all the way for that.
Yeah, it wouldn't even get this. It wouldn't even get this far down.
Yeah.
But we know the elect would listen. That's what this mission is for, man. You know, that's why we bring this message out. You know, whether they hear or forbear. Today's 420, man. The streets are dead empty out here because everybody's right now probably having some marijuana, man. Some tampered marijuana.
Yeah, I believe downtown North, they do it every year. They got the park open. Hey, one year they actually these devils had a chopper. This was years ago, and I don't know if they still do it or not. But in the park, they was dropping bags of weed for everybody to smoke in the park.
Wow.
This is a couple of years ago.
Oh, I heard about that.
I think that was the weed that they had got from busting people down. But here it is, you release it on this day. You took this and gave these men and women charges for having these type of weed, but then you let it freely give it back on a day like this. You know?
It's a holiday for Jake and himself, man. Just,
Right.
420, man, because like you hear Jake conversation or whatever, it could be mad shit, you know, real important stuff going on in the news. But the only thing Jake is worried about is if Esau or when is Esau going to legalize marijuana, man.
Right.
You know? Right.
And it goes to show you Esau's agenda, because I guarantee you he's probably pushing that movie High, you know, Friday, all the weed, half-baked, all the weed smoking movies, man. It's probably coming on today.
Hey, you want Esau to legalize marijuana, right? Just like he legalized homosexual marriage, right? You know, he legalized marriage, same sex marriage, right? So now we got to deal with teachers and because teachers, they come to the school and here they teach in their class, but in their particular class they have a set way of how they want their children to look, what they want the children to learn. So whatever ideology and steps and things in their head that what they want to push or they believe, they pushing it upon your children. Right. So okay, they legalize marijuana, right? Now a teacher come to school and he smoked high in there, teach your children, and then offer your child some weed. And he only like 12 years old, man. He's smoking with the teacher, but they legalized it. How would you feel, man? But I mean, chicks don't even give a damn about their kids anymore.
No, they don't, man.
I got a precept. It's Deuteronomy 18 and verse 9. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divinations, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch.
Now passing your children through the fire is literal and is now spiritual today. Back in the ancient world, can we look and see?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Back in ancient customs, what they would do in the bottom of Jerusalem, which is called as the Valley of Hinnom, okay, in a place called Tophet, you would actually have people that would offer up their children into the fire and burn them as a peace offering, okay, to the god Molech. All right, that's an example of passing your child through the fire. Today, spiritually, passing your children through the fire is celebrating pagan custom holidays such as Easter, man. Okay, which, like as we read, goes back to Ashtoreth and goes back to Baal. Okay, and you're actually worshiping ancient Talmud. Now, we're on this. It says Talmud was known to be especially fond of birds, and they became sacred in the ancient religion because Talmud was believed to be the son of God, Baal, Satan, Baal. Tammuz, like his supposed father, became a hunter. The day came when Tammuz was killed by a wild pig. That's why in a lot of Eastern traditions and customs, all right, what do they have? They have the holiday ham on Easter.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
why?
right.
Because they believe that Tammuz was killed by a wild pig, and they worship the pig now.
Something more powerful than Tammuz.
You know? Oh, yeah. The pig took Tammuz down. So that means we must worship the pig. So that means that it's okay to eat swine when it's an abomination according to the Lord. All right? It says Queen Ishtar told the people that Tammuz was now ascended to his father Baal, Satan, and that the two of them would be with the sacred worshipers in the sacred candle or lamp flame as Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the origins of the Trinity. Also comes from ancient paganism. Ishtar, who was now worshipped as the mother of God and Queen of Heaven, Princess Diana, continued to build her mystery religion. The queen told the worshippers that when Tammuz was killed by the wild pig, some of his blood fell on the stump of an evergreen tree, and the stump grew into a full new tree overnight.
And that goes to the Christmas tree.
What the hell are these niggas smoking?
Yeah.
That's where you get the Christmas tree from. Okay?
Smoking crack.
Yeah. Well, you got that in Jeremiah, what's that? Jeremiah 10:1.
I got you right here.
Done.
It's Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1. It says, Hear ye the word of the Lord. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Yeah, as we broke it down before, all these ancient customs come from ancient Hamitic people. All right, our people, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, came from Shem. These ancient Hamites, because Hamites, so-called Africans and so-called African Americans in this land here today, America, are not the same people. You know what I'm saying? The Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and the Israelites, but they're both dark-skinned people, and you can tell by the spirit. Go ahead.
For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest. This is the works of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
That's right.
Yeah, that's where they get this Christmas from. You go out, you're supposed to get a real tree. Some people get a real tree. My parents, they get a real tree, man. It's gonna tell you because it's gonna tell you.
Hey, real quick too, and also with the with Rockefeller Center when they have the tree every year. That's a big event. You know, and they actually show you where they go get the tree from. Right. They show you somebody's property somewhere in Pennsylvania, somewhere. Go get the tree from there. They bring it in, and then they have this whole big gala, so to speak, with the tree.
Yeah, it's gonna cut this thing too that Jesus Christ is. Christmas is Jesus Christ's birthday. Right. You know, it's pagan worship, man. Yeah.
It says they deck it with silver and with gold.
Ornaments.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
Right, that's the Christmas tree. You got the little red, green thing at the bottom. You tie the boats in. You water it. Hey, sometimes these Christmas trees put these houses on fire. Yeah. You know? Sometimes when they light it up, and they said that what is it? A palm tree? No, not the palm tree. What type of tree is it?
Pine.
They said them trees are known for catching on fire quick, and you put them in your house. You know?
Well, you're gonna fasten. I did the same thing when I was a kid. You know, not knowing any better, you fasten it to these lights. The lights get hot, man. Yeah. You know, and electricity and everything in a bad situation, man.
Hey, you try to buy the lights, the cheap lights at a Dollar Tree. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna catch on fire, man. Come on, man. You know.
You leave it on overnight and go to sleep, man.
Yeah.
Wait for Santa to come to
Which that's another fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, one thing you don't want this is the thing. You don't want your children to lie to you, but you will lie to your children. Why are you telling them that it's Santa Claus, some man flying in the sky, but then you don't want, when they do something and you want to get the truth out of them, you don't want them to lie to you. That's a hypocrite. Yahawashi spoke about that.
And then the parents, they spend all this money, hard-earned money, to give the credit to some fat white man. It's true, man. Yeah. You know, you give them all the credit, all of the hard work that you've done to get them Jordans, to give them whatever they wanted, and you're gonna give the credit to some fat white man.
And really, the Santa Claus really goes back to Jake anyway.
That's right, yeah.
Because it was a so-called black man that was the first Santa. You know?
He was actually giving gifts.
Like Robin Hood. Robin Hood was a Jake, man. You know?
Okay. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not they must need be born, because they cannot go, but are afraid of them, for they cannot do evil.
Exactly. At the time of slavery under these heathens, they had afraid of these damn trees, man. You don't bow down to the tree, they'll kill you, man. You know? Lord said, be afraid of no tree that can't move. This shit is not doing nothing, it's just standing there.
Yeah. It's like the story of Bella and the dragon. When they got mad at Daniel because Daniel was laughing at they idols, man. He's like, what can this idol do, man? Because he tested the idol too, man.
Yeah.
And they came and found out that idol wasn't even real, man.
Hey, did you find the scripture with was it Elijah? He
Oh,
was
yeah,
mocking
yeah.
them. Oh,
Exactly.
please, bring that out. I forgot what it's at. What he said?
No, but even with that, while he found it, even that same story where he put the powder on the floor and they saw all the cookies and the stuff was mean, but you saw the footprints.
Yeah, you seen the footprints?
Oh man.
Dude, to show that y'all idols,
man.
you know, the idols have no power, man. The only power is the true and living power, which is Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, man.
Right.
You know?
And our God ain't no weirdo, man.
Yeah.
He ain't no weirdo. You know, I'm telling you, if you get a chance, go look up, I don't know if they still got it, Google, look up the Hadiths, man, and read that shit, which is connected to the Quran. All right, it shows you the stupidness that these heathens put together, man, and they actually live by, man, as a tradition, man, you know?
But brother Fun, I got something. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 26. As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, their priests, and their prophets, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me.
Hey, so like, yeah, that's just like today. You see on the train in New York, it's a lot of videos I be seeing. Somebody be showing me and shit be funny as hell, but it's serious. You see guys walking around, spaced out of their mind and talking to thin air. What's this one dude that he be on the train and he be talking, he be like, he got the mannequin with him on the train, on one of the New York trains, on the subway. And he got a mannequin with him and he starts spazzing on the mannequin. He like, sit down, Henry, sit down. I want you to sit down. I've been on my feet all day. And everybody moving out the way because they see him a little crazy, you know? And so he get up, I told you to sit down. He start beating it up, smashing it, breaking his legs and all that. And everybody like, whoop. So it's the same thing as what we're reading. Yeah. You're talking to these brick walls saying, I know you're my father. I know you brought me forth. What the fuck you talking about? That shit is stupid, man. That shit is stupid, man.
And that goes to that goes back, and that also goes back to those idols, man. Those idols that they worship, you know. And then what they do with Islam, man. The stone.
You talking about Jerusalem?
The Mecca.
Oh, the Mecca, yeah. Kaaba stone.
Yeah. You know, and they worship that, man. You know, and it says, "For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us."
Yeah.
Right? The Lord got such humor though. He said, what? He said, but where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Yeah. Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble.
Let that cobblestone come and get you, man. Let that Easter bunny come and save you in the time of Jacob's trouble, man.
You know?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, but the point is that we have a true living power, man. This is something that these other nations don't have, man. You know? Okay? All right? The Lord's coming back and with great power and glory and that angelic force, man. That great angelic force. We have a true living power, man. You know? But we go in the way of the heathen and worship these idols, man, that go back to these bugged out origins but they don't profit, man. You know? Because why? It's because we have we have living waters, man. But we're drinking from broken cisterns, man. You know? All right? These vessels cannot hold no water, man. Right? And it says, so he said, but where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. You know? And we gotta play upon our power, man, in the time of trouble, man. You know? Because we're gonna have to be physically taken out of this condition that we're in, man. Okay? Right? And it says, well, that's about it on that. That's it on that.
I got something real quick, right? Now we know this scripture. I'm gonna just read a part and break it down. because this also, with all these demons and all this worshiping idols, brings forth what? Greek mythology. And this is where they manipulate stories and create these giant serpents and things. This is in the scriptures. Now, this is with Paul, right? Paul was grieved because this damsel was speaking of divination. She was speaking lies to the people in the marketplace, and she was getting changed from them. And come to find out, I'm just giving you a roundup about the story. She was getting changed from them. She was telling these stories of these creatures that was alive, and people were giving her money to listen to her gossip, you know, because they believed that if they went in certain areas, they had to watch out for this monster, right? Now this is Acts chapter 16, and I'm gonna start here at 15. It says, and when she was baptized in her household, she besought us, saying, if ye have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come into my house and abide there. And she constrained us. All right, verse 16. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. Right? It says, the same followed Paul and us, and cried, saying, this man are the servants of the Most High, and would show unto us the way of salvation. And this did she many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahawashi Mashiach to come out of her. And he came out of her the same hour. And when her master saw that the hope of her gains were gone, they caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers. So if you continue to read, you'll see Paul caught hell for that, because he was stopping these men money in the market for telling lies with this woman. She must have had the spirit on her where she was a cell story, a lying spirit. So now I'm going to go into the word.
And men do have a tendency to believe women more than men for some reason. It just bring the message out in some sort of like soothing way that touches their emotions, man.
Yep. And I'm going to go into this divination, right? I'm going to go into the divination, right? Oh, because it said what? I'm going to read it again. A certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination. So now you go into it, go into the strong concordance G4436. The Greek word there is python, right? Now when you read down, it says in Greek mythology, the name python, serpent or dragon that dwell in the region of Pytho, at the foot of Panaceus, I don't know how to say that word, and was said to have guarded the oracle of Delphi, and been slain by Apollo. So you understand that it's Greek mythology, it's lies, it's a story being told. And so when we look at the Clash of the Titans, you look at all this Greek mythology movies, you would think this to be real. Or what if there is this? What if there's that Apollo, you know, and all this and that? So what she was doing, she was just telling lies about these serpents, man. Greek mythology, these so-called demons.
I mean, when I was in school, they used to teach us like they would like have us read the Iliad and Odyssey and all that, the Odyssey and all of that.
Yeah, they would touch on and they would touch on a lot of that Greek mythology. Because a lot of that Greek mythology you would learn in basically in grammar school, man. They would used to teach that, man. But that all of this right here, all this madness goes back to us being Hellenized, man. Under that whole thing under that Greek culture, man.
Ooh, man, get that.
You know?
Right. Yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah, you know, and we and our people were a part of that society, man. This is why we spoke Greek. This is why we took on the Greek customs, man. You know, and Paul, okay, he was set up to come back and redeem up those people, man, and go to those churches, man. You know, but the whole point is that, man, we took on to those cultures, man. You know, and we were going to fuck off, man.
Yeah, I want to read it again. It says, in Greek mythology, the name of Python, serpent or dragon that dwell in the region of Pytho, at the foot of Parnassus and Sisis, it was said to have guarded the oracle at Delphi and been slain by Apollo. Then it says, number 2, it says a spirit of divination. Then you read down some, it says the name of a region where Delphi, the seat of the famous oracle, was located. All right, a python. It says a python with the supposed diviner there, inspiration, soothsaying, divination. It's a lion spirit, a lion vision. It's a lion, a divination means a lion vision. You know, you just come up with something, yo, I think, bruh, for real, yo. Just come up with some bullshit, man. And then you got somebody spooked behind, man. You know?
This is the online etymology dictionary of the word mythology. Early 15th century. Exposition of myths, the investigation and interpretation of myths. It comes from the Latin mythologia, from the Greek mythologia, legendary lore, a telling of mystic legends, a story, a tale. Yeah. It's a tale.
Yeah.
It's a story.
But this stuff comes from these demons, these idol worshiping, man. When you worship these idols, they're telling lies, they're telling tales. When you say that this statue, we was talking about Nimrod,
right?
You know, and the moon and the egg, the sun, you know, and all this stuff. You that's just one way of soothsaying somebody to believe in your religion. And then on top of it, you can extract that. You can go even deeper. Somebody can say, well, yo, you know, Nimrod, he came to me last night. You don't want to go into the field because he's the god of the field, you know, and things like you just come up with shit, man.
Ooh, that's funny that you mentioned that, because I went to myth. Myth, the noun, it says speech, thought, word, discourse, conversation. These things just come up out of random conversation, man. Who knows the state of the mind of these people out making all this shit up, man? It says story, saga, tale, myth, anything delivered by word of mouth, a word of unknown origin, quite possibly pre-Greek.
I'm gonna grab this precept real quick to go with what you just read.
Con.
This is back at Ezekiel chapter 8 and 12. I'm reading it again.
Oh yeah, con.
They said, "He unto me, son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in the chambers of his imagery." His mind, man. His mind.
His mind.
Yeah.
Those wicked
first. Oh, you got it.
Those wicked imaginations that we're set to cast down.
Yeah, exactly.
The first scripture we brought out, man. Casting down those imaginations, man. These wild storytellings, these myths, these lores. Okay? Reading on real quick. Myths are stories about divine beings, generally arranged in a coherent system. They are revered as true and sacred, but they are endorsed by rulers and priests and closely linked to religion. Once this link is broken and the actors in the story are not regarded as gods but as human heroes or fairies, it is no longer a myth but a folk tale.
Hey, this one chick who used to be down the hill, I was working at Beth Israel at the time. She knew that I was in the truth. She saw me, so she was asking me questions. She had her hair, and she was saying like, what do I do about school? She was in college. She was taking this course. I forgot the name of the course, whatever it was. But she said that her professor was having them look at Greek mythology, and then I was telling her Greek mythology means myth. It's not real. She was just mesmerized, like, oh, I thought this was real. I said none of that stuff is real. So she wrote her page up. She said she took it to her professor, and the professor failed her and said he don't want to hear about your truth. I want you to pass my class. So when she came back and told me she failed, I was like, well, look, that's the system. He wants you to learn of his Greek mythology. She's like, what the hell I need that for the world anyway? What I need that after I graduate? Exactly. And she was pissed off because she failed by trying to tell some truth, but he didn't want to hear that, because when these teachers are in your class teaching your children, they're teaching these kids, they pushing off their ideology. They're pushing off what they want you to learn. So that's what homosexuality got pushed hard, because you got a lot of these teachers that are homosexual. So they like, look, you got to think. You want to think. You don't just want to cast someone away because they have they like the same sex. You want to think upon it, and they bring all this. No, man, just don't deal with them, man.
That's Esau's education. Now the word education means to bring forth what's already inside you, what's already within you, to draw out. Right now, according to Esau's education, like the brother said, you already said it, man. You know, they come here to push their ideologies on you, their religion, their history, their ancient customs. According to Esau's education, we all came from the caves.
Yeah.
When it was you who came from the caves. Well, Kazaria.
He said we come from evolution. We come from the fish. Right. No,
another myth. Another folk tale. Yeah.
The Big Bang theory.
Exactly. Theory. Another folktale told by a guy named Stephen Hawking who can't even walk himself out of a wheelchair. He can't even close his bottom lip. And yet you're listening to this dude about the creation of the earth.
Talking about he's the smartest man in the world.
He's the smartest man in the world.
But he can't walk straight.
He can't put on his own jacket.
He's the smartest man in the world, predicting generations and futures. Why come he couldn't predict himself to get up and start walking and talking like everybody else? He predicting futures, talking about in the next 150 years, people gonna do this. Nigga, shut the hell up,
shut the fuck up.
That's why your ass out of there, man. Lord said, get this nigga up out of here.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's crazy because you know what? Because us being this truth, man, we see how on a low level, base level, these people are. They're on, man. You know, and what the folly that they give reference to, man. You know, it's all folly, man. And we see, and it's like a little humor for us, though, man. And this guy said though, he came out of the real. We didn't even know who he was, but we know that this society, you know, they help this man to us some type of regard.
High state too.
Yeah.
Pay homage, man. You got to take your children to meet him like it's some type of glory. He ain't nobody, man. It was a damn Edomite, bro. The Most High did that to him, man. You know?
And it's a scripture, I forgot where it was, pretty much a city that Paul went to, and he said that they was always seeking for knowledge, though. You know, so that pretty much that goes into, you know, that all that Greek philosophy shit. It sounds good when you know knowledge, man. When you can speak about something, man.
And we got that over there in New York, the House of Consciousness, man. We laughing at them because you worshiping an idol, man. At the end of the day, to simplify it and simple it down, we understand that you're worshiping something that it doesn't have even a spirit in it, man. You're worshiping an idol, man. Something that you man created, man. That's what we're laughing at, man. And it's to us, it's laughable, you know. And it just shows also how stupid you are, man. You gotta be stupid, man, to be worshiping something, you know, that doesn't even move or walk or talk, or, you know. What's wrong with you, man?
Man, you got people in your own family that raised you up to be in this world, and you just have, you know, that's why this truth is so precious, man. You know, call on BaHaSham, Yahawashi for this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. Because otherwise, we could be like these bugged out chicks, man.
Sleep.
You know, sleep.
Enjoying ourselves in this wicked ass world that the Lord gonna destroy, and we'll be destroyed right along with it. That's why we come out here to tell you your transgressions, to tell you that the Lord gonna destroy you if you don't come up out of that sleep, man.
Oh, let me read this. I forgot about this. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacifieth great offenses. So we're not going to budge when you know the masses of the people come down on us for us bringing out the truth, man. Just like that woman that had a teacher failed her for not breaking out Greek mythology the way that he wanted her to, man. You know, these higher ups, these higher people are going to come down on us, man, because of this. But what, we're not going to budge from our place, man, because we have the truth, man.
Hey, later on, I got something to show brothers. Right along with you pulling out the point about Easter. You know, Jake is getting in the spirit to where they want to, you know, think it's the Lord's Day when they start worshiping this man-made Easter, right? This guy, this Edomite, it was a fail. He said he had to do an apology video because he failed. This dumbass Edomite, I guess he was a teacher. He had a class full of students, which were like 9, 10 years old. He wanted to reenact the crucifixion with our Lord Yahawashi. He wanted to reenact the scenery because, you know, Easter. And he wanted the children to understand the magnitude of what happened to him, right? So I get your drift. I see what you trying to emulate to these children to recognize, right? But here it is. This dumbass Edomite had the children. He allowed them to spit on him. The children were hog spitting in his face. And guess what the children were doing? Pulling out these 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds, man. Pulling out their cell phones and laughing at him. So they wasn't even getting the message. But he still proceeded to let them do it. They spitting on him. Then this dumbass nigga told them, he pulled out a knife and he said, cut me lightly, you know, cut me. And they started cutting him, man. And they was laughing at him. And then when it came out, because it looked so, you know, it looked so medical. It looks not, you know, he had to apologize with his Edomite buddy. And guess what? He was in a classroom and there were other parents there watching it. Wow. Other teachers and whoever was there, other adults. And then he had made a video saying, we apologize. We was just out of trueness of our heart. We wanted to show these kids the you know, the way that what happened to our Lord Jesus Christ, and we didn't intend for people to feel disgusted. It's like he said it was a failed attempt. Like, you dumbass.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't know if you've seen it though, but the tribe of Simeon, man, they do the reenactment, man. They did the reenactment yesterday, man. But they walk around with the cross, and it's a whole procession, man. And they actually have police escorts, man. They shut the block down, man, when they walking down the street, man. You know, I'll be way into that madness, man. You know, that goes back to Roman Catholicism, man.
Look, man, I think I'm gonna say this. Hey, my humble opinion, reenacting that out, it's a curse upon your ass, man. You should leave that alone. Just like why we won't wear crosses with our Lord crucified on there. We don't represent the dead, we represent the living, man. Right. That's a mockery, wearing a cross on your neck with the Lord. Why would the Lord want you to remember him on the cross? He wants you to remember him for the works he did, man. Right. Fucking idiot. Hold that thought.
Yo, they even hit where they had some of the Simeonites dressed as Romans, man, with the whole thing, with the garment on, with the sandal points on, had the whole gift, man.
When you're reenacting, you're mocking the Lord, man. You're mocking the Lord, man. And I know the Lord Yahawashi got to be angry with you for that, man.
So you're talking about the cross, right? Check this out. I'm gonna do a little bit of reading, all right? She also proclaimed a 40-day period. This was after the blood of the tree spraying up on the tree of the blood of Tammuz, and it grew in one day and all that bullshit. It said she also proclaimed a 40-day period of time of sorrow each year prior to the anniversary of the death of Tammuz. That's what you commonly known as Lent. Okay? During this time, no meat was to be eaten. Here's the point. Worshippers were to meditate upon sacred mysteries of Baal and Tammuz, and to make the sign of a T in front of their hearts as they worship. The cross represents the T, which goes back to Tammuz.
Come on, man.
Okay, so when you walk and you have a cross on you, you're worshiping Tammuz. Okay? They also ate sacred cakes with the markings of a T or cross on top every year on the first Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox. A celebration was made. But it was Ishtar Sunday and was celebrated with rabbits and eggs. Okay? Right. But the T goes back to Tammuz, the son of Baal, Satan.
And you wearing a cross around your neck, man, you might as well have a chain with a noose on your neck, man. It's the same thing, man. You know, the cross represented a Roman form of crucifixion, man. Now, that's what the Romans did, though. The Lord wasn't the first person to be put up on the cross, man. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't the last, man. Exactly. That was a Roman form of crucifixion, man. You know, chiefly on the Christians.
Yeah. Right. That does it. What did I want? Yeah, go ahead.
This is Leviticus chapter 26:1. Ye shall make no idols, nor graven image, nor rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye sit up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord Yahawah, your power.
Did they the elder Menatazak just did a lesson about they unveiled the stairs.
Oh yeah,
the stairs that so-called Jesus Christ walked up to get judged, to get his sentencing. And you got all these people on their hands and knees kissing the stairs, climbing up the stairs, and all throughout the whole walls you see all these images of these whitewashed images of these people looking like so-called white people. But when you go into the top room where he was judged and they have the idol of Yahawashi, they actually have an image where he's a dark-skinned man, but it's locked and nobody can go and see it. So they have it locked. So they have that locked away in the back where nobody has access to. But then the whole stairs, everybody's white. Going to show that you niggas are the fucking devil, man. I swear, man. That shit made me angry, man.
It had me angry when I saw it. They said that it said there was a stain of the Lord's blood on the stairway, and then you see them literally walking up, looking at each stairs. Yo, you heathens got. Oh my, these heathens. Oh, as the Lord said, as always reputed as nothing, man, because they're just stupid as hell, man. Hey, even if the Lord did walk on those stairs, say if he did, man, why would I be on the stairs caressing every little stair, looking at it? oh, so precious. It's fucking stairs.
Yeah.
Fucking heathens, man.
Yo, Yahawashi coming back. Like,
What the fuck? I'm sorry, man. You gotta see the video, man. You gotta watch that video, man.
And this is going back to that teacher with the students and the spitting and the knife and the cuttings and shit like that. There's Judges chapter 5 verse 11. It says, "They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord." Reenacting the scene of Yahawashi getting crucified isn't a righteous act of the Lord. Participating in the Passover and the Pesach, okay? Practicing the high holy days, keeping the Sabbath to the best of your ability.
Speaking of Hebrew,
You know? Doing the righteous acts of the Lord. Going out there on the highways and the byways and presenting your body as a living sacrifice. Okay? Those are righteous acts of the Lord. Not that bullshit, man. Crawling upstairs and worshiping stairs, man.
Yeah. Caressing every
Caressing
Should have
steps.
saw that woman. She was. What the fuck is this? Only heathens could do something stupid, man. And that's what the degenerate plant became. It's like the righteous plant became a degenerate plant, which is Israel. We have became as these heathens. Man, second Esdras, the Lord told Esdras, man. It's like, I get it. Shit.
Let me read this real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 6. It says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place," man. You know, there's nothing but folly around here with all this ancient pagan worshiping, man. You know, these guys are taking it to the next level. Like I said, worshiping stairs, man. They were literally crawling up the stairs, kissing the stairs, man. You know, that's just folly, man. So it says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place." The low place, who's the rich? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're in a low place, man. You know? It says, "I have seen servants upon horses." These servants are you other heathen nations, man, on horses. Horses representing power, rulership, man. You know, these guys have power over you and making you worship their gods, man. Like we're going to bring out in the Maccabees. We ain't going to forget about that, you know? But, I've seen servants walking upon horses and princes walking as upon the servants of the earth, man. That's what's going on right now, man.
Quick precept. This is 2nd Esdras 6 and 53. It says, "Upon the 6th day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creepy things. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, Yahawah, because thou madest the world for our sakes." Yeah, that's the spirit of the Lord, yeah.
I saw them looking too.
Yeah, angel Christ did that. It says, "All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, Yahawah, because thou hast made us the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing." So really, Esdras is repeating what the Lord said, man, that the other nations are nothing, which is, you know, you go to Isaiah 40 and 15, he tell you that the other nations, he said the nations are nothing, man. Be like a drop from a vessel, man. You know? So Esdras is just referring back to the Lord of what the Lord said. So it says, "As for the other people, which also come of Adam," because we all come of Adam, it says, "Thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle." And I can see why the Lord look at these heathen as unto spittle, man. But watch that Elder Menatazak's video, man. And you see these heathens stroking the stair with staircases. You know, it's so probably, you know, they probably, if you go over there and spit, they probably kill you. It's stairs, man.
You probably walk up the stairs upright. Like a normal person, you gotta crawl up the stairs. They'll probably get mad at you for that.
It probably costs money just to walk up them stairs. Like charging them people to walk up them stairs. You go in there, you think it's some holy moment. Oh. Everybody just stroking the stairs. I was like, yo, what the fuck is these heathens doing, man?
Hey, and even when the Lord gave us the land of Canaan, man, okay, those 7 nations that was living in the land of Canaan, the Lord told us to destroy them, man, because of one thing, because of their idols as well, man. You know, so that also goes to show you that the Lord is not with these other nations, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we had to fight to get ours, man. All right, we were chosen. We were a chosen people, man, and we told us to go destroy these heathens, man. That had these idols in that land, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably through the spirit why Abraham kept telling Isaac not to marry the mother nation, marry the woman.
You talking about the Canaanites, right?
Yeah.
And that's how defiant Esau is, man. Because once his father died, what did he do, man? He went to go marry.
Right.
Man. See?
Well, really, because he was a single man. So what he was trying to do, he was trying to sleep with as many dark-skinned women as he possibly could, so that he could mix his seed line and get rid of that mark of leprosy, man.
Yeah, because Esau knew about reincarnation too. He was a Hebrew Edomite, man. You know?
Yeah, with them dudes that's worshiping the stairs, I hope they ain't think they're getting a blessing from that.
Yeah.
You know, just because you worshiping the stairs, you know, allegedly stairs the Lord walked on, you ain't getting a blessing from that, man.
Hey, even the Wailing Wall, that's in Israel, man. That's like supposed to be some type of iconic place. They make this place like so sacred, you know. It's a wall. It's a wall, man. You know, it's a wall, man. And they need this. They don't belong here anyway.
Right.
Word.
I'll finish this up. It says, and for the other people.
Oh, so if I can add one more thing, brother, real quick, because you know the brother mentioned they don't belong there. That's why during their so-called Passover, the Palestinians were shooting them up, man. Yeah. They couldn't even enjoy their Passover in peace, man. Yeah. You know, they literally got to go to war on their supposed holy day, but yet they're the true people, and you know all prophecy is fulfilled.
Right. And they want the world to think that they were enslaved by a bunch of Hamites in Egypt. Yeah. You know, that's basically the narrative, man. You know, and another narrative is that they want to claim to be the people that built the pyramids, man. We built those darn slaves.
Well, we know because our Lord intermingled with the Egyptians that they would have to be a similar looking people, right? Also, Joseph's own brothers didn't recognize him, even though he was among the people, right?
Exactly.
So, if the people were supposed to be the same color, right? The people of Egypt were supposed to be the same color as the Israelites. Then how come they're depicted as dark-skinned people? Woo! Okay.
Cut. Cut.
You know what I mean?
And that's why they want to get rid of those images, man. This is why they whitewash those images, because hey, what they say, a picture speak 1,000 words.
That's right.
When you see that, you go, hold on. Who is these people? And why that's far from what y'all told me, that, you know, pale skin, you know, really you're red. And that's why that's why you have the iconoclasm, where they certain guys, they break the nose off, they hate the picture, they know they so perfect, they good at painting, and they take the picture and the image in their head, they give them a Edomite nose. They sit there all day long, paint it with some painting and brush the color away and turn that sucker into an Edomite, man. Yep. You know? Yep. Damn devils, man. Yeah. But I'll finish it. It says, verse 56, and as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that is fallen from a vessel. It says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us, man.
So to show the power of the Lord, man. Especially the Edomite, a base man.
Yeah.
Coming from originally Edom, working his way up to the Caucasus Mountains, where he was eating juniper roots in the marshes and in the swamps. Couldn't even put together a sentence. They had to grunt at each other to communicate. All of a sudden became lords over us, and we're following his religions. You know?
And you lucky. You just became sitting upright, man. You just became someone that could, you know, because there's deformed. A lot of Edomites were deformed, man. Yeah. You know, they had the tails in the back growing that would move, man. That was in the back, the lower back before above their ass, man. You know, that's you, man. And you want to say somebody look like a monkey, you more closer looking like a monkey than we do, man. You know?
Some of them are still born with tails to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes to show you the power of the Lord, man. How the Lord just takes somebody, man, raises them up to a certain status, man, to bring them down so low, man. You know, because obviously, when this was going on, you know, this was before they disappeared. In the case before the rebirth, what they want to call, you know, the rebirth, though, man, because they were in power before that. Before they were brought low into the caves, they were in power before that.
Right.
So they were brought low to a cave, so where they were such a low base a state to where they were on all fours, man. The Lord brought them so low, man, and then to raise them back up again to be in power, man. That's to show you the power of the Lord, man.
Yeah, that's like in Genesis 3, where what's like you got it. I'm gonna grab this piece. I don't want to butcher it.
All right, I'm gonna read down a little bit in the Maccabees because the brother Kalab mentioned the history, which is very important. You got to go back into that Maccabees, man. It links it all together. Why are we celebrating Easter to this very day? Our people as a whole. Okay, well this is why. It says First Maccabees chapter 1, and it says verse 41. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. All right, and that's what he did. And this was all forced to the edge of the sword. It's going to tell you. It says, for the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the land of strange laws of the land. Now this is after the northern kingdom had been split. Now they became two separate nations and they warred off and they got carried off by the Assyrian captivity. Okay? It says, verse 45, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, that they should leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. And that's what happened. Our people got brought into these other customs of the other heathens, all right, mainly the Greco-Roman Empire, which stole everything from ancient Canaan, ancient Egypt, and things like that. All carried it over. And what? If we would not follow those people, we should die. We would get put to death. So a lot of people did die. A lot of people got put to death during the sword. Said, well, I'm not going to profane the Lord. And some people consented and carried over. And then here we are, fast forward to 2019, celebrating Easter, man.
Hey, that's that Revelation 12 and 12 too, man, because it's going to happen the same way, man. Some of us, the scripture say some of us going to be cast into prison or whatever. Some of us should be beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi. Because the truth, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we follow the truth, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be labeled as terrorists, as conspiracy theorists, all of that, man. I remember yesterday, I was trying to watch the Apostle alumni. He did a video today in the news. He was going into, I watched a little bit of the video. He was going into how now Esau is demonizing those who are talking up against the so-called Jews, man. When I tried to watch the video, and you actually had to confirm if you wanted to watch the video, because like the video, I guess it was labeled like as some type of it went against YouTube policy, you know. So the word is only
right. You can't be anti-Semitic.
That's right. And they keep getting that wrong. They keep getting that wrong. Yeah. When you say anti-Semitic, you're talking about Shem, all right? And the so-called Jews in those lands aren't the only people that came from Shem, okay?
No.
You have Hebrew Edomites, you have Hebrew Israelites, okay? You have Hebrew Ammonites, Hebrew Moabites, you have Hebrew Ishmaelites, man, okay? They all come from the line of Shem, man, you know? But see, people don't know that, so people, the so-called white man will say anti-Semitic all over the thing. They'll be like, oh, you're anti-Semitic. Meanwhile, there's mad Semitic people on the planet, man.
But their false narrative, man, they want you to believe, they want the world to believe that 1 + 1 is 3. Right. You know? But now we gotta we're going to the history, okay? All right? The history supersedes their narrative, man. It don't add up, man. The narrative doesn't add up to the history. Plain and simple. That's the thing. We don't have to say nothing against them. We just go into the history, man. Okay? And everything makes sense, man. It's only for the elect anyway.
Right. Like the brother always said, Esau wants to make it his story because he conquered and ruled. And the one that conquers everything is the one that writes the history, man. You know?
All the person's dead, so they ain't got shit. What they gonna say?
What you gonna do? Hey, you really want to know what happened in ancient history and ancient civilizations and what happened happened with the taking over, to go with the people that were coming. Because if you leave it up, they did, they're gonna be like, everybody fell down and just took the place for myself. You know, they wrote something on a piece of paper and they gave it to me. Meanwhile, they raped, robbed, and murdered for the whole thing, man. You know?
Piece of food, right?
Go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
They will not walk therein. And that's 2/3 of our people that are going to continue to worship these idols, worship these philosophies, go to Easter tomorrow, you know, probably celebrating 420 right now, you know, but and so on and so forth. All year round, it's going to be the same abominations, man. Christmas, you know, Thanksgiving,
Halloween.
yeah, Halloween, all these things, you know, these idol worshiping holidays, you know what I'm saying? These idol worshiping holidays, you know what I'm saying? These idol worshiping holidays, they're an abomination to the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if I could add, you know, it says, ye shall not find the rest for your souls, man. So what day do you actually sit down and meditate upon the Lord, man? You know what I'm saying? When you're not thinking about, you know, looking for a goddamn egg that a rabbit laid, you know what I'm saying? When you're not thinking about working your ass off for Christmas presents for your kids, what day do you find rest for your souls, man? You know? But that's why the scriptures say, what? Seek ye the paths of old, man. Because what? These things, you know, what were your people doing in the days of old, man? You know what I'm saying?
Anybody got anything?
I got something else. You got something else?
No, you good.
This is Ezekiel chapter 6, and I'm going to start at the top. It says, and the words of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward the mountains of Israel, and prophesy against them. And say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord God. Thus saith the Lord God to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys. Behold, I, even I, will bring a sword upon you, and I will destroy your high places. And your altars shall be desolate.
Hey, in the high places, that's what King Solomon did when he started turning to the gods of his concubines and his wives. You know, where would he set up their idols at? They would set them up at the high places, man. You know, so he could go worship and always be in sight. You know, cast him off afar off. You see him at a mountaintop, and you could look at the item, what chest moss, the abomination of Ammon, things like that.
We just grab something.
Yeah, our people always had a problem with idol worship, man. Even after the many miracles that Yahawashi, BaHaSham Yahawashi, Yahawah at the time, you know, did opening up the Red Sea, you know, the Gulf of the Red Sea, you know, and leading our people through chariots, through who the world calls UFOs, into the promised land, into the land of Midian to go meet with the Lord. But what? As soon as Moses goes up to the top of the hill, you know, he's up there for a little bit of time trying to get some instructions from the Lord. And what do our people do? They form together a molten calf, man, and start worshiping and bowing down before that, man. Going to show our people are stiff-hearted and hard-necked, stiff-headed people, man.
As soon as you remove the hedge, as soon as you remove them and you out of their space, they go right back to being wicked, man. You know? Jake all out, man. 2/3 of our people. Hey, there you go, man. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You like Soulja Boy or something. He said some shit Soulja Boy says. Shit. This sound like Soulja Boy to me.
Whole car smelling like weed.
Yeah, that's what I smell, weed.
Yeah, the Most High gonna kill you niggas, man.
Word.
And we telling you this because that's what the Lord is gonna do, man. Straight up, whether you like it or not. You don't like the message, you don't like how we coming off. But guess what? We're in America. Hey, there's a law set of freedom of speech, you know? You may not like the message, but guess what? The Most High gonna deliver the message to you personally, man. You know?
Hey, the Lord is not playing with these niggas, man. It remind me of Friday, man. You know, with that nigga Smokey, man. And Ice Cube was telling them they ain't one in the hood that play like that, man. Like niggas always think shit is a game, man. Shit is sweet. Like driving by in his car, enjoying the breeze, yelling out rap lyrics, man. Like shut the fuck up, man. Yeah. You know, Jake think everything is fine and dandy here, man. But when all hell break loose, it's a wrap for that ass, man.
Can't get a nigga to be serious unless one of his homies get shot.
Right.
Can't Can't get Jake to be serious for nothing, man. Everything a joke. Like, you got these little kids that come up here and shit.
Look, that's the spirit. Look at this nigga down here.
See?
Just
Yeah,
for what?
yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, look at her. This is crazy, man.
For what, man?
Aimlessly walking in the earth and he ain't got no purpose, man.
No purpose.
You know?
Born in vain.
He could have got like that, man.
Born in vain,
You know? But you know what the thing is, right? Is that the fear of the Lord is not in these people, man. So like they take it as a light thing to say the Lord's gonna kill them. So we gotta speak in a more of a up close and personal and more of a calm way. So listen, man, the Lord's gonna put this white man on you to kill you, man.
Right.
You know, the white man's gonna kill you. That's what's gonna happen, man. You know, you wanna put it plainly, okay? The Lord's gonna set this white man up to kill you.
Psalm 17.
And that's how it's gonna go down. That's it. You know? That's it. You know?
Now this is Psalms chapter 17, verse 9, verse 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." You know, and Yahawah Yahawashi is going to handle that sword. You know, he's going to handle that sword. He's going to wield that sword, which is Esau Edom, man. And according to pursuant to Revelation, the 12th chapter, the 12th verse. Let me see. Let me grab that real quick. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Yeah, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down upon you with great wrath, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time."
Yeah, these devils know that they on their way out, man. They know, man. And that's why they're doing these things. That's why they're placing these they create these laws and putting them, they're stamping it and putting it in motion, man. You know, when they pass a law, when Jake sleep partying and shit and Christmas shopping and doing these things and worshiping these pagan holidays, they pass the laws, man. And their laws come into effect like the following next year, man. You know, like a few years ago, they was placing laws, like they put the law in there, the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, man, where they could detain you, man. You know, without you seeing a judge. They can hold you as long as they want. That's in motion now, man. They can come scoop anybody up and say, he was a terrorist. We suspected him to did something. Hey, they could lock you up for a crime that you haven't even done, not done. We think he was about to do this, you know?
That's spirit, like with your page, man. That's basically what they did. They took the shit away, you know what I'm saying, without even notifying.
Right. Yeah, they took that page down, man. It's suspended, man. You know? And then I got 2 strikes got 3 strikes in one day. It was stupid because it's old videos. And then they say, you know, the page down. They ain't even get a 3rd strike. What the fuck? So I know I'm being attacked. But all it's gonna be like, man. But look, man, anything can pop off in this book. And like the brother pulled out that scriptures, Revelations 12 and 12, he comes down having great wrath because he knows that for the short time. Because what? The most Yahawashi is going to return, man. He know that, look, it's either now, you know, when they do stuff like, you know, I got to mention that Nipsey Hussle death. Now it's saying that, you know, here it is, you know, they wanted to take him out because he was owning land. That man started owning that land over there. And I guess they took him out early, but then one dude said they took him out early, too early. Because they thought it, well, this conspiracy, right? You want to call it. But the man, he was saying, he was like, they took him out too early. They knew that the effect that he had on the people and then the uniting of the Bloods and Crips and stuff like that, you know? But they took him out too early. The guy said they should have let him grow even more and then took him out and maybe they would have had a better reaction. They wanted niggas to wild out, you know? But then now niggas are coming together a little bit, you know? Like peace, they not going the way going to the plan, man. You know? Wow. Yeah, man, but now, you know, because it's not time. That's just, I think he knows that, man. Them elite, they playing up the priests on the left-hand side, man. They conjuring up demons, man. They doing these rituals, man. Blood sacrifices, man. You know, blood, sexual rituals, man. All right? They know what time it is, man. And they just keep at it. They keep throwing stuff out there for a race war, too. But they know the Lord ain't with it right now because why? More elect got to wake up, man. It's not just time. We all on the Most High's time clock, man.
That's right.
You know?
And so you already know that Esau is behind it, and it's him behind it, man. If we would have this whole thing with star-studded, and you got they got these old black leaders, man. They took him out the closet, dust him off, man. Get out there and get some suit, man. Dust the suit off.
Yep.
Get all them old black leaders, man, and try to get them out there to go say something to them, man. To appease the people, man.
Right.
That's what they do, man.
Covering up from a government kill, man. A government headshot, man.
And I seen an old Jake yesterday, man. Just yesterday, man. He got he had the Obama paraphernalia on, man. The hat, he had the rocking the hat, the Obama hat. Like come on, you serious, man? This guy was the brother put out there with the NDAA, man. Obama was behind that, man. A lot of these laws that were set in place, man. Obama put those in motion, man. While you Jakes were googly-eyed over this damn Hamite, you see? Okay, he was set up to put them laws into action, man, and he basically destroyed the Constitution, man.
He said that his promise was he was going to free the prisoners from Guantanamo Bay. 2019, are those prisoners free? No, and they're getting tortured, they're getting misused, and all that, man.
And Esau is taking the power out of Jake's hand with if you're trying to get caught with guns, because the state of Pennsylvania, they just passed a gun law to where if somebody got an order of protection on you, or you got an order of protection on you, you got to turn their fucking guns in, man. Okay, that's a Jake problem. You see? So you Jakes out there in the PA, man, they got these order protections on you, man. They want you to turn their guns in immediately, man.
Wow.
You see?
No. Hey, Esau, what's the TV show the Elder Apostle had us watch? I think it's the beginning of this year or the end of last year. Remember, it was in New York, and it was like it was sedition among men in New York. I think it was
A movie, you said?
It was a show on Netflix. Bushwick. What it was, what the guy told that guy in that show, yeah? What he told him? He said, look, we thought that we had all the guns. He thought that, they was going to be able to come in there, it was going to be a clean sleep. But they didn't realize that they was fighting back because they had guns. So, Esau, what he wants to do, too, is take away the guns so when he come regulate, it could be a little more smoother, man.
Yeah.
And out there that was listening into that nip stuff and all that stuff, and them guys in L.A., we got brothers out there, but they were saying about Compton and all that. They saying how it's like so ancient because they all together. It's like Esau can't just go in there and regulate. They're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Because there's too many niggas with guns, too many gangs. They too tied together. They want to break that up. One dude was talking about they want to, what's the justification? Justification.
Right.
They want to remove them and try to break that up. Because why? They got a plan. They got this new world order they trying to, they have a problem going in there.
They going to lose men too, man.
Yeah.
That justification, man, is going to blow over Esau's face, man. Because they try to justify Harlem, man. You can't just justify Harlem like that. You're making waves in there, though, but you can't get rid of all niggas up there, man. It's too much going on up there that is vibing with up there, man. You ain't ready to them.
I remember I watched a documentary. There was a project in Chicago, and they said the cops, they be afraid. They get a call, they afraid to go in there unless they got a gang unit. Like the gang of them to go in there, because they said it was guys on the roof that would shoot at them, and the project is so big, niggas could dip. You can't find the actual guy. I was looking at that shit. I'm like, damn. So I see why over here in Newark they breaking down all the projects. It was a project over here, and they kind of breaking it down.
Right.
And that's why it's hard for them to go in there.
But that's that home field advantage, man.
Yeah.
Of why they want to get rid of them guns as well. Because if you got home field advantage, that's how the Vietnamese was busting America's ass, man. Because they knew they knew they land. They was hiding in the bushes and shit, man. Yeah, them guerrilla tactics, man. But another thing, Slocky, is that's how they want to take out veterans, man. Because if they could get a leader, who knows how to survive, he could really rally the troops, so to speak, man. That's why they don't respect veterans here, man. Their own veterans.
And them veterans, like you said, brother, the veterans, man, they got a bit of taste in their mouth, man. Because they know that they've been duped, man. They fought here and they can't even get proper health care. They can't get proper jobs. They can't sustain, man. They got a bit of taste in their mouth, man. And they know that this place is full of shit, man. This is why they're trying to come after them as well, man. But the Lord is shuffling the deck, man, because just like you got gentrification going on in these urban areas, you got a lot of Jakes moving out into the suburbs now, man. You know, so the Lord is shuffling the deck, man, for that time to come, man. You know, because Jake is everywhere, man. You know,
really, that's the most high.
Yeah.
You know, because some got to be delivered and some got to be destroyed. You know, remember they was talking about, what was it, when Obama was president, the border was open, or was it Trump? With all of Issachar was coming up in here?
Yeah, busload,
that was Obama, right?
Yeah.
That was Obama, right?
The busloads up, and then they were trying to say that he was separating the children from kids.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, man, hey, man, the tribes are up here, man. The tribes are here, man.
Yeah.
The tribes are here.
Hey, like I was going to say, you know, being that the borders was open when Obama and them tribes were coming here, that's because they had to be here either for destruction or to be delivered. Man.
That's right.
You know, the great deliverance is going to happen around the world, but it's going to be something special that's going to be seen around the world, which is Babylon, man. You know.
That's what you're right, man, because this is the place where it was the greatest destruction, man. So it's got to be the greatest deliverance. Like your brother said, balance it out, man. Like the scriptures say, the false balance is an abomination with the Most High, man.
I got what you said.
Yeah.
Brothers for hard business, everybody. 2nd Ezra 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of slack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorrowed, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Yeah, man, because what Esau plans to do, he plans, like the brother was getting into, he plans to orchestrate martial law. He plans to have step A, step B, step C. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, when these things start, you won't be able to orchestrate it. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying, go out of your control, man.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna plan, a beast, shit like that. You're not gonna plan people still having guns. You know what I'm saying? You can't plan none of that, man.
And then too, you reminded me, because I was speaking with someone yesterday, and I was bringing up a point about how Israel is scattered, right? Like if you take a glass and I drop it, if I take a glass, a bottle, a glass cup, and I drop it on the ground, what happens to the glass? It hits the ground, right? But what happens to the glass? It disperses into every direction.
Right.
That's the way Israel. When Israel back in 70 AD, when these ducks came over in our land and made us disperse, it was like a drop of glass. Some of us went north, a lot of us went south and went west of Africa. A lot of us went to Asia. We were spread it all over, man. So it's like a glass that fell, because yesterday my son dropped the glass. And when I looked at it, I was pissed off, but I started thinking about the scriptures. Because I'm cleaning it up, and I'm like, damn, it's everywhere. I had to go over here. I thought I got everything up, and I'm like, oh shit, it's some over here. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
And then if you smart, you know what I'm saying? You go what? You tell your son, go put some sandals on the side, because you don't know, you tread lightly, because you don't know where the little pieces are. You know?
And there's a great analogy too, because there was always a bunch of diasporas with us, man, because when they were doing persecution of the Christians, man, it was always a dispersion, and when they came down hard on them, man, because when you go into Europe, okay, in those areas like in modern day Turkey and Greece, okay, our people are still there. But what happened was when they did this ethnic cleansing, so to speak, man, we kept on dispersing. Yeah. You know? So now, it's like you said, they have to keep on rolling on Jake, right? But they mask it. But now, because now, look, it could be a month from now, man, you might still find glass on the floor.
Yeah.
A month from now, you still might find a piece of glass on the floor that you might have missed, man. Yeah. And this is what Esau is doing now, man, because I did a lesson going into the Greek persecution, which was really talking about the Israelites that were living in that land of modern day Turkey. You know what I'm saying? So they kept on creating an event. The event was World War I. So while World War I was going on, they were persecuting Christians, man. And the same thing they're going to do with martial law here, okay? When martial law kicks in, man, they're going to do another persecution of Christians, man, which is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Right. You know, Esau has the records, man, okay? And they did the whole thing again with up in Russia, man, with during the Bolshevik revolution, man. When they had the Bolshevik revolution, man, those czars in there went back to the stock of Jacob, man. those czars that were sitting in there. That's why we have those Russian icons in Russia, man. You know, and a lot of them fled. But before they came when they ran up in Russia, though, they were being persecuted. The Greek genocide, the Armenian genocide, all those genocides that were going on, we were being dispersed, and then a lot of them went into Russia. So that's how we ended up in that land.
Yeah, just to back you up too, because you know, as man, even when you drop the glass, right, you spill it dispersed, you cleaning up, but you might miss some pieces. There's still gonna be something left.
And that's the dilemma that Esau has with us, man. Because now he's thinking that he's trying to destroy us as a people, man, during these Christian persecution, you know, and what they call ethnic cleansing. Okay, they're not getting all of us because we're continuing to scatter. When that's what's happening, we're scattering again, we're scattering again, we're scattering again.
Yeah,
you know.
I appreciate it.
Real quick, let me bring this out. And now this is the scripture, right? Because like you said, man, like you drop glass, you're able to clean up the most part, but you always gonna leave some residue behind. So the Most High, being that he's the power of our power, he's the power of the universe. All right, he said his eyes are brighter than the sun. He sees everything, so he knows exactly who are the Israelites. Right? That's what he said. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahawah are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I would not destroy the house of Jacob." Now, this is the point. For lo, I will command and I will shift the house of Israel in all nations, like as a corn is shipped, and so shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. You know? Because hey, let me read this. "And all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us." Because the Lord knows exactly who are the elect. But the rest of that residue, that's the 2/3 is gonna be put to death, man.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why this is a matter of fact, it's 2nd Edges, chapter 16, verse 70. "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord."
And we know that's talking about Esau's army. We see it on videos when they go over there to Ishmael, man. They're like madmen, man. Hey, a lot of these, well, damn near is going to be all of these military. If you're going into the military now, you got to get the chip. You know, and the videos that I saw, you can tell that these soldiers were chipped up, man. And that chips was on a high frequency to enough to make them angry, man. This man was having fun, or just seeing his fellow soldiers have their way with these little Ishmaelite children, man. Yeah, you saw that shit, right?
With the brain chip.
You know?
Yeah, because the chip, the brain, particularly the brain chip, was going on this before. Not only can you control drones and satellites up to 3 of them, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Just drones, not satellites. But you would have a chip in your brain, and what it would do is, if you did something that your masters want you to do correctly, they would give you a shot in a particular part of your brain that makes you feel a good, pleasurous feeling. So it would be reward. And it could do the same thing opposite. If you don't do what he tells you to do, he could lobotomize your ass or fuck you up and do something bad.
That's wicked.
Crazy, man. Yeah. So a lot of these soldiers today going into the army, especially this U.S. Army, they're getting chipped, man. They're getting chipped. And why they getting chipped? So they can be controlled, man. You know? So the brother put out that scripture, sparing like madmen, not sparing none, Salakia, like madmen. That's Esau, man. Yeah. That's these troops.
Yeah.
You know? You man, this is why they're getting out the old patriots, them Edomites. They're becoming militia groups. You know that their honor is the founding fathers and what this place was standing on, and they're fighting against the government too. Esau getting rid of their asses, man. He want to lock them up and take away their guns, and then he got these kids coming into the army, which he can fully control them, man. So they gonna be the ones that's when they come in this land, they declare martial law, man. You know, a state of emergency because of World War III or because some false flag attack, whatever, some type of great catastrophe, man. Some great woe come here. Then guess what? They're gonna be ravishing everyone in the streets, man. The military are not the police. The military are trained for war. They're trained to kill you. They kill. That's why they shoot all the daily. You can go to a shooting range being a cop, but cops they got a protocol, man. They could but so much, you know. They not the ones that go to war. They come out here and they harass people, you know, and they take tack on people that they know, you know, that they could get away with, man, because they got a badge. But the army, that's war, man. That's when you know this place is at war, man. They got to send the military into the land amongst the people. That means that the government got war against you people, man. You know?
This Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all the faces are turned into paleness."
Hey, man, because these people out here, man, they're going to see great death, man. Okay,
Yep.
because see something far beyond their understanding, man. Because they're not going to know what the hell is going on, man. They're just going to know that they're going to be seeking. People are going to be seeking their life, man. Right. And what the brother brought out in 2 16th and 17th chapter, that's going into coming down on Jacob, man. Okay, that's the persecution of the Christians, man. Right. So it don't matter if we doing this work. It's just Christian, meaning just the tribe itself, man. Right. That's the coming, man. Okay, because they're trying to do this again. Esau has done it throughout history, man. Genocide, man. And genocide, when he's doing the genocide, man, genocide has always had to do with the people whose background was Christian, man. Who goes back to the stock of Jacob, man. It's always been done. Always.
That's right. It says, verse 7, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
The elect's going to be saved out of it. You see? You know? Because the Lord has his remnant, man. Okay? And the Lord is sifted us throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Okay? And this is why Esau is going around destroying, man. Esau's continuing to destroy and trying to find. He got the records, man. He knows why people were just Christian, man. Yeah. This is why he does certain things, man. You see?
And that's why the Lord is so bad, man. That's why he knows this devil is wiser than Daniel. He gives a diligent search. He knows how wise this devil. He knows how wise Esau is because he created him. All right. But guess what? You're not wiser than Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, man. Now the Lord teaches us that what? There's confusion of faces, and some of them look like you. So the Lord disguised Israelites that look like you. Right. So you can't number the people, man. All right. You can't chase all Israel, try to destroy so you can have the earth yourself. Trying to take your birthright back. It's not going to work. No technology that the Lord gives you through Satan is going to add up to make things perfect for you to rule this world forever. No, there's a set time appointed for you to rule, and it's a set time for you to fall down, man. Come up out of power. We read in Ezra 6 that look, the Lord said he made the world for our sakes, man. Our sakes, man. From the very beginning, man. From the very beginning, this world was made for us. Not you, man. But because of our wickedness, he chastised us through you. Because you are the sword that he created. The sons of the wicked. You know? And when we're right and the Lord is finished with our punishment, he has no need to whoop our ass anymore. So get rid of the stick, man. And you ain't got no need to, you know, use this. Your child and growing up, learn this lesson now. You got to the age where you don't hit him no more. You don't need the whip no more. You take that shit and get rid of the stick. You don't need it no more. Yeah. You know? I got some.
This is Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart,
hey, Salaki, he said it, man. Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. So that's what this thing is about, man. You got guys out here losing their mind talking about what black people got to do, why black people this, black people that. It ain't about this so-called white man. They're always trying to blame it on the white man. Did the white man kill Nipsey? It was our people that killed Nipsey.
But they don't understand the unseen hand. The unseen hand, man, is behind that, man. You think that this guy was referencing this whole thing? You had Stevie Wonder at this guy's damn thing, man. Come on, man. You know it was set up behind the unseen hand behind the scenes, man. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, they took him out the closet and dust his ass up, man. Get out there, man. For good old time's sake, man. Get out there and do a number. Yeah. Sing a number for them. You know? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so far. And then Obama had They had Obama set up to where he had something to say.
Oh, man.
Are you serious, man?
They want Jake to get tore up, yo.
And like I said, Esau is trying these different things out, and he got something up his sleeve, man. Yeah. And we see it, man. We see something ain't right, man. Yep. We see something ain't right with that whole thing, man. Yeah. You know, this is why you got a plenty of videos concerning this man with the conspiracy. Something's going on, man. Something's going on behind the scenes.
See, what we're telling you guys is through the spirit of what the Lord revealed unto us. That's why we're called prophets, to say before. We're telling you that there's nothing but death and destruction for this place, America, man. There's nothing but calamity and woe and destruction for this place. And we see it, man. So when he tell you that these devils, their problem is us, it is him. Yeah, it's a part of us too, if we got to get right, but look, you can't look past this devil, man. Right. You know, this is his world, his system. He runs every what you call it, I guess, channel of I don't know what you call it, social media. He runs the news, the mainstream media. You know, he runs all this, the Holly world. You know, Hollywood. He run all this, man. The rappers, he run them all, man. Yeah. All right. So, like the brothers had quoted the scripture, he hated us because he hated Jacob because of the blessing, man. That's how far it goes back to, man. And that's why, let me say this, I want to keep going on, but this is why when this place is actually falling, when the system fails, when the economy crashes, you're gonna have to survive, and you're gonna think about, well, what's going on? Yeah. How is the army doing this to us? How do they do that? Then you're gonna seek the Lord. But the Lord says, look, he shall not find you. He shall not find you. Yeah. He said, then he's gonna seek me early.
And you're gonna be searching high and low. It's good to say. You're gonna be searching high and low, man, for the prophets, man. You know, and hey, man, you deliver waters right here, man. You know, as long as Jake got that little meal ticket set up, man, they don't want to hear nothing, man. They don't want to hear shit, man. As long as Esau give them the little trinkets and little goodies, exactly. You know, that's what it is, man.
Everybody's word is more important than the prophets because he's a celebrity. Because the news said this. Because they set this pawn up to say that. But what we say it.
Hey. You know, hey, Jake is a bunch of bandwagons anyway, man. You know, just like you got the NBA team. You know, it's hot. You know, Warriors. Everybody's warrior up there now. These guys, come on. You know, and the only way Jake is going with who's winning, man. Yeah. Okay, including the nigga woman, man. Yeah. That's why the woman's with this man. No matter what this looks like, yo, man, he's in power, man. Okay, he's winning. Yeah. This is what they think. They're going to go with the winning team, man. Yeah. Okay, but they don't understand that you want to try to come up with us against us with these scriptures, though. Yeah. But if they know, the Lord is always with the underdog, man. Always.
Right. This nigga said. This nigga was he was in show. He was talking about Nip. He said he's starting off his introduction. He said, you know, they took one of our leaders of the new generation. I said, Nipsey Hussle wasn't no fucking leader.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna tell you something though. Hey, honestly speaking, man, I never really heard the guy's music till after he passed away. He's alright, you know. I mean, but I never was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know,
the same way.
You know, that's not really my genre, man. You know, like artists, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, like I said, I'm still like old school rap. You know what I mean?
Well, that just goes to show if Nipsey Hussle was a leader of the so-called black people, and that's an example of how the gates thereof are language, man. Yeah, you know, perfect example. Judah mourneth and the gates thereof language. If Nipsey Hussle is your leader, then we can't go in. What are we going to do? We're going to go under the ground? How much more lower can we get?
That's why the Lord got to save us. He said there was no flesh to save. You know? We need Yahawashi, man. We need Yahawashi to restore us, man. You know how you watching this video and your screen paused? And you be like, you got to refresh the page. Well, that's what we need as a whole, man. A refresher, man.
Right, that's the real reparations.
Done. You know? You got it up.
Hey, man, so like, Esau just sets up idols, man. Like, nobody really knew about this dude. El Yashram call him Nipsey Russell, man. Like, who the fuck? That's how much you don't know who the fuck this guy is.
There's a guy. There's actually
his mother. That did his mother. Huh? He dated his mother.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
dated Nipsey's mother.
Okay. Yeah. There's an actual old school comedian by the name of Nipsey Russell.
Yeah.
Nipsey
Oh,
Russell
wow.
was his
And he
name.
dated Nipsey Hussle's mother.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Man.
Yeah, how they connected.
And he was one of them guys, man. They had this guy, man. He was always on with those old school game shows and shit.
Yeah.
You know, he was like a fixture in one of them game shows. You know, with his plaid jacket on and shit. You know, polyester jacket. Yeah, he was always on these old game shows and stuff. He was like he was always a fixture on that, man. But I know there was a guy named Nipsey Russell, man. You know,
And then you got all these guys getting tattoos of him, man.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's pure idol worship, man. Like Rick Ross got a tattoo and J.R. Ryder. You probably didn't even know this motherfucker. The game got his whole chest. He don't even got his son on his chest. You don't even got your fucking mom's on your chest, man. Yeah, Nipsey Hussle on his chest. Yeah, his whole face.
That's a couple of NBA players did that.
Yeah.
Like, yo, these guys are bucking out, man.
That's some shit a woman would do for a nigga.
Yeah, like
I mean, Lord Woman shit did it, and I guess everybody followed suit behind her, man. You know, that's like wow, man. It's like
Like, fuck is
I
you?
mean, Jake don't have nothing. They just, man, that was their last stand, I guess. That's
the last stronghold.
Yeah, that's the last stronghold, man. I'm like, yo, that was your example of it, man. I mean, he was just a squirrel trying to get a nut in America, man. That's all it was, man. That's all it was, man. He was trying to make a living, man. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that he had a certain way of going about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Going back to his upbringing, okay, to where he knew what to do with his money, man.
But
And like you said, he was pushing the cashless society.
That's right.
Leads to that chick, man.
Yup.
And that's probably the pretext to the narrative they wanted to push, man.
Yeah.
You know, be more like Nipsey, man, with the
Right.
cashless store,
Yeah. Pick up the baton.
I want to be an entrepreneur. Trying to get, these entrepreneurs in Atlanta. Now you have them trying to do the same
Yeah.
thing.
What Nick Cannon, he hopped on the Sebi thing. He said that he gonna continue what Nipsey was doing.
I'm
He's
waiting
trying
for
to
that.
do a document, you know what I'm saying? So, Nick Cannon gonna die.
Word.
Everybody that fuck with Sam gonna get dead. But go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 5:1. It says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
The way of truth shall be hidden, man. And the land shall be barren of faith. So we're coming into that, man. The land gonna be barren of faith, man. They're not gonna have faith in the Lord, because you know why? They're only gonna have faith in them trying to get by to the next day, man. You think they're gonna be thinking about the Lord? Hell no. They're gonna be looting on each other. They're gonna be sedition on each other, man. They gonna be 2 and 2 of my kids, man.
Yeah.
I don't care. Take that shit. I don't care she old.
Yep.
Take that water.
Right.
Leave her old granny assed out, because she, you know what I'm saying? Got her food. She in the house, like, just take it.
They showed
'Cause
it
she
in
can't do
Bushwick.
shit. We break her house.
No.
Hear that she in the house. Hear that she in the house, and she bust in. She trying to get out of here. They bust, and they be like, "Dad, look, grandma, sorry, but we gotta take it. Go ahead. And they just looting her whole house. He got some bread, a loaf of bread. You know, and they trying to be, and then walk out of there, man. Because the old folks ain't gonna be able to do nothing. That's why it's like, if you up the age, why the hell you scoffing the word? You should be, hey, we Israel. How about Yahawashi? Hey, keep the laws. What the hell's wrong with you people, man? You have no clue what's coming here, man.
Hey.
Real quick. Going with that old formula, man. That old formula ain't working no more, man. The old Christian Negro formula ain't working, man. Because you're in there in the church trying to pray the Lord, man. Meanwhile, your kids and your nephews and your grandsons is causing havoc out here, man.
Yeah.
It's the old formula ain't working, man.
Yeah.
They show.
You gotta try something new, man.
They showed that in Friday After Next, man. When he called it, like, get your old ass out of there or whatever. They said, I'm gonna get my grandsons on you, and they punch him in his face and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Remember that shit? That was her damn grandkids, man.
But they show you that new show, man. Esau show you in these shows like that new show Black Summer, man. Brothers gotta watch that, man. That shit is
Oh, yeah,
called
yeah,
Black
yeah.
Summer.
Yeah.
And basically
That show is
it's
ill.
basically like it's like how the scripture say the day of the Lord is like as if a man put his hand on the wall and he escaped the bed and
a snake fed him and shit. That's how it is in that show. Just non-stop going through hell.
Word.
Non-stop, man.
And I don't want to spoil it, but you saw the finale, man. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, it's only one season.
Hey.
Yeah, morning.
It says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which thou now seest, or that thou hast heard long ago.
So while we still in this process, in this time frame of teaching and prophesizing, that means that what we see as what iniquity is and sin is still going to increase because we haven't reached the climax, man. You know, so that means more iniquity and sin is going to happen, man. All this wickedness is increasing, man. I put up another video. A lot of videos I pulled up now on the channel, just repost the old joints and stuff. But I have to speak about this. There was a lady, I believe it was TED, that company, I think TED Talks or something. They had I think it's TED, where they had the seminars, they be on stage talking. Yeah. Well, this woman, she was in, she was saying, well, how we have to start accepting pedophilia, man. You know, being pedophiles, man.
Oh, I'll show you.
Yeah, you know, talking about some, they have, it's not, I don't know, you gotta look at this shit. That's crazy, man. If you a grown person have a fetish for a child that doesn't even know anything about sex, there's something wrong with you, man.
Yeah. Hey, and I just seen something. I'm gonna show girls something. I just seen something on Facebook the other day, right? And it said that those what is that called again? Man, it's on tip of my tongue. Catholic priests and all that shit. Yeah. Like the Catholic Church in general itself have paid out over $4 billion in hush money. Right. You know what I'm saying, to children that they abuse, their families and stuff like that. Man. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Over $4 billion. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And now these images, right? These is at the Vatican. I don't know if the camera's going to thoroughly be able to pick it up. These images is at the Vatican. This is at the Vatican. Can the camera see the image?
Wow.
Look at that. Wow. A little boy.
Bring it up a little bit more.
A little boy, right, on the statue or the wall. You know what I'm saying? At the priest's penis with the priest holding a book open.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? This is at the Vatican. Now look at this one. Now you got 3 pictures. Now you got, this is like a man or a human with his rod in his mouth, and then another like a kind of man having sex with a goat, man. This is all around at the Vatican. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Satan.
Man, you motherfucker, man.
The Pope is not the man of the Lord, man. And you got these northern tribes up in that, man. You know, worshiping the Pope and all that, man. Like he be honored. He's an Edomite. He's a true devil, man. How you see some statues like that, and what would you make of that, man?
Yeah, matter of fact, let me read what it just briefly say. The Catholic Church, as I said, have paid nearly $4 billion over sexual abuse claims, over $3 billion paid to keep families quiet.
Wow.
Then they set themselves on fire and raised $700 million in less than a week.
Oh.
Pedophiles funding pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, man.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So I don't understand, like, why is people still in the fucking Catholic Church? Out of all churches. Yeah. Out of all churches. You know what I'm saying? Why that one? And this keeps on happening, but nothing is said about it. Yeah. But you want to victimize R. Kelly for, you know what I'm saying, for an underage girl. Or Bill Cosby for what he did way back in the past. What about all these priests? Wasn't the priest in New Jersey or something like that wound up doing it? Or was it the governor? I forgot. Stepped down or something and then wound up becoming the governor, some shit like that, man. They do all types of shit, man, and get away with it. And nothing is said, man. Nobody pays attention to that. But everything so-called black Hispanics and Native American do, oh, the scope is constantly on them. Oh, just look at them. You know what I mean? What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? They constantly tear us down, man. But the mass of our people don't even see that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a big illusion that America's creating over your fucking eyes, man. Wake the fuck up, man.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to read this real quick. The video, you can type it in. It says, scholars say pedophilia is now a sexual orientation that should be accepted. It says it should be accepted by members of society, man.
Hey, so now, so with that right there, right? Everybody said, oh yeah, we got to accept gay people, accept men on men, accept women on women. So if it's okay to accept, you're going to accept this? They putting this into play now.
Yeah.
You're gonna accept this? You're gonna accept? They saying just pedophilia, so it's usually having sex with little boys.
Right.
But now, what if they want to increase it after that? And if they want to touch the little girls, how you gonna feel about that? Right. Everybody get overprotective about the little girls. Right. How you gonna feel about that? Right. Accept that, because they putting that in the law. Yeah. So to accept that goddamn thing else, man.
They got the nerve to call these people scholars. They're not scholars, man. Yeah. They're titling it as if, like, if they say scholars, this is the new thing now. Like, that's makes it seem like they're God then. They're the Most High, man. Just because they put the title scholars. It says scholars say pedophilia is now a sexual orientation that should be accepted by members of society, man. And she up here giving this speech. You know, she's giving this speech, man.
I gotta mention it, because out of all the people that are probably representing that are probably a vast number of men. But what do? They send the women up there because I saw the video. She was all smooth about it. She was all trying to be sympathetic, but the words of her mouth were just, it was blasphemy, man. But they send these women to target your emotions, and they just deliver the message better, man. Like how you read in Acts, the 16th chapter with the
Lying divination.
The lying divination, you know, kind of like that Princess Diana kind of spirit, man. You know, they send the women to deliver the message.
You got something? I'm gonna jump back. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16, and verse 3.
That's crazy.
It says, I was thinking of somebody get Psalm 58. Yeah. Stay on that topic. It was all together as us. Was it Psalms 50, 16? Psalms 50, 16, I think.
Hey man, fucking alright, man, because hey man, this is nothing old, man. This has happened before in history, back in Athens, man. They had actually legalized pedophilia, and that's why in that movie, what was it, 300? The Spartans called them Athenian boy lovers, man. You know, because they had actually legalized it, and in order for you to actually get with a little boy, you had to have citizenship, man. You know, within that city. So it's just these same reincarnated, wicked ass, evil Edomite spirits, you know, back here again in America today, trying to do the same thing that they did in their past lives, man. Esau's a damn fucking pervert.
Brother read the scripture about the iniquities increasing. Well, here you go.
Right.
When you put out homosexuality, which I said from the get-go that when you open that door, you open the door to all unlawful sex. Adultery. Because really adultery means all unlawful sex, man. You know, bestiality is adultery.
Fornication.
And you got like 3 types of adulteries. You got as physical adultery, all right, you laying down with another man's wife, all right, women sleeping off on your husband, okay. You also have spiritually, where we committed adultery to the Most High by worshiping idols. I forgot the third one. Shit. So go ahead, because I was saying this the other day.
Real quick, just me thinking like terminologies, right?
Oh, can I say this real quick? And you also commit adultery in your heart. So you got 3 type of ways that you commit adultery. You got the physical, when you actually perform it. You have the spiritual, what we did against the Most High. So we hope to ask the Lord to forgive us, to come back. And then you have the in your mind. Because remember, Yahawashi said you commit adultery in your heart first. And he was saying that because of David. That's why he said that. Because remember, David committed adultery, but he committed it up here first, and he set it up. And the Lord said, you know, I would have gave you, you know, more.
Such.
You know, I would have gave you whatever you wanted, man. You didn't have to do that. You know, because he planned it here. So now if the Lord said, Yahawashi said, you commit adultery up here. And that means that if you know this man, and that's her, and that's that man's wife, but you still sitting there lusting like, man, you are committing adultery in your mind, man. Not just because a woman walked by her butt. That's adultery. If a woman walking by, she by herself, and she's showing, she's selling body. You, man, you. But that don't mean committed. No, she's married. Hey, that's another story. These women, but yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
Too, just land back off of that a little bit too. Just because, not just because of David, but just in general. You know what I'm saying? Because what? Because everything starts in your mind first, and that's how you make things manifest in the physical form through your mind first, man. That's how Yahawashi and the angels that was first created, they made things manifest. They did it through their mind first and foremost before anything. And that's another point why Yahawashi that he said, any man that hated his brother, he commit murder. Why? Because, it's all mentally first. Because if you, got a problem with a brother to that extent, you're going to be thinking all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? And those thoughts actually, Satan planting that seed, they actually manifest. Now you committed murder, mentally, spiritually, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no telling your emotions keep leading you that you'll actually do to him if y'all actually came in front of each other, you know what I'm saying? And you just lashed out.
Or is he a brother, but you hate him for without a cause. And now here it is, you didn't murder him per se, but somebody else, you're speaking against him, but he was a brother, and then now all of a sudden it's like you killing him. It's like a spiritual thing, you killing him,
And another point too, just going back to, brothers talking about adultery and all that, like, think about the terminology that America uses and how a lot of the terminology, they try to transfer the biblical terminology to their terminology. Look how from adultery became just cheating. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't really think of the word adultery like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Of course it's still within marriage, but people still don't really consider it to be adultery. They'll say, oh, my husband cheated on me, or my wife cheated on me. Esau did that to replace the word adultery. Because if now you use the word adultery, well, now you got to think, well, how does one commit adultery? Where does that come from? So you got to know that adultery comes from the Bible. So that where our laws that we're supposed to be really judged off of is in the Bible, man. And this is one of the little tricks that Esau uses to implement in the minds of the people. They don't even see the shit, man. Now they confuse you because they don't even let you know pretty much what a man could commit adultery too, but mainly it's the woman in the relationship that can commit adultery if she steps out of the relationship. Right. Not the man, because the man is supposed to have multiple women. Of course, we're not going to have that in the time, but that's what was originally the Lord's intention for things to be. You know what I'm saying? But he confused and put that word cheating in there. Now it's the man can cheat. Now the woman can cheat and all of this.
Hey, just as a man could commit adultery here, women commit adultery here all the time. If you got a husband at home and you got a man, why are you having casual conversation with other men? Why are you calling, oh, I'm just flirting? Someone be like, I'm just flirting. Like it's an easy thing. Exactly. That's why the scriptures say the wickedness of a woman is but little, man. Because they think that's not wickedness. Exactly.
They'll really call themselves having guy friends, man.
Yeah.
If you with a girl and she talking about you got guy friends, just leave that bitch, man. Really, that's silly shit, man.
Yeah.
Psalms 50, verse 14. Offer unto the Most High thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. Call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver thee, thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked, the Most High say...
Now he's talking to the Edomites. Go ahead.
But to the wicked, Most High said, what does thou have to do to declare my statutes?
Yeah, because what he does, at first, like people, like you said, the brother Shalomah said, it was first adultery. But what did adultery come from? The scriptures. So that means that, look, the laws and your ways came from the Bible, man. All right? It was this place was built off the Bible, but built off the left-hand side with Esau ruling, taking the Bible and learning the foundation and then just flipping it in their way. All right? So what are you to do to declare the Lord's statutes, man? Who are you? The Lord looking at you, Edomite, saying, who are you, man? I know who you are, but who the hell you think you are? You took my people, you destroyed them, all right? You took their identity, and now you're claiming to be me? I never slept with you. With the men I remember I made covenant with, that had nothing to do with the Edomites. You're an Edomite. And the Most High said he hates Esau, man.
That's right.
That's what the Lord's saying to these Edomites, man.
Forever, he said, too.
Yep.
And that goes, what was saying, that goes to the separation between church and state. Esau wants to totally separate you from your spirit, man. He wants to totally separate you from your spirit, man. And this is why we have things that's going on in the earth, man, that we can't go back to the Bible to guide us, man. You cut that off, man. Right? But he said, but unto the wicked, the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
Yeah, he took the Lord's covenant in your mouth. How dare you utter the Lord's covenant? That's why you said the brothers out in New England, they went there, and they went to the church, New England's church, and the brother said they badass show. He said 2-hour show. They got Bible, they got the Apocrypha in it. They showed some black icons, you know, that bus.
Yeah, King Henry in there, and they got King Henry. They put King Henry on the side of the church, man, and the face of the form, which tells the shape.
Wow.
You know? Hey, so with all this, we know that Esau, he claims the Bible to be for his people, man. He changed the image of what the angels look like. He changed the image of what our Messiah looked like. You know? Who the hell is you to declare the Lord's statute and take the Lord's covenant in your mouth, man? How dare you, man? And then you're lying to this day. You claim that you're the Israelites in the land of Israel. You're not even Israelites, man. All right?
And those big churches that you see in those castles in Europe, throughout Europe and Egypt, we built those, man. Those were for, I mean, we're going wrong with things, but those are for us being in power. That was for their glory at the time, man. You know, you're trying to take claim to that, man. You know?
That's why those castles are still standing to this very day.
You can't destroy them.
Right.
Yeah, because one of them Fallout boys that used to be with us, he was explaining, because he was heavy in science. Remember, he was explaining how, you know what I'm saying, how our technology was and how we built things. And he said, you know, today's carpentry is based off of, what's today's buildings and shit built off, what's the formula and all that shit? Yeah, because remember, you know, I don't even want to say that guy's name. He was saying, sheetrock and power, all that bullshit. He was saying that in ancient Israel, and the Lord gave us the technology, we built stuff off of a formula called five, right? So it's called, five. And he was breaking it down for brothers and stuff. I don't really remember it, but he said how we was building stuff. That's how we, you know what I'm saying, like, built all of it, like the, I believe the Temple of Granada and all. Like when you go, and they showed it on the internet, when you see castle was built, that temple, whatever, that shit looked like it was like freshly built. You know what I'm saying? The way it looked, the way it's structured, it's no cracking floors, no bad outsides, no none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit is very well built. It's not built like today's type of technology. We built things of a whole different formula back then. You know what I'm saying? That's why that stuff's still standing.
That makes sense, like Noah's Ark. You know what I'm
Yeah.
They was able to withstand all that water.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rocks and shit.
Yeah, because like with water, you know, heavy pressure on anything with water is going to break things apart, and that's how you can tell that all the continents they was at one, because you can see the line and how they all shake together. But in scientists say, the correct scientists that's not lying for Esau, they tell you that it had to be a rush of water at one period of time to break that all open like that. That's how it happened with the Grand Canyon and all that. Because I watched a documentary, I forgot the name of it, on Netflix, and they was breaking it down. They were saying that same sedimentary rock that's sitting on top of the Grand Canyon's mountains is sitting on the same top of all the other mountains throughout the earth. So they know it had to happen all at one time, man. So the Grand Canyon, all these different mountains and shit that was formed, was all formed off of the 40-day flood, man.
Esau still can't get it right, man, with his buildings, man. His buildings are decaying and falling down and crumbling. You know, failing billing codes and you know.
Hey, but they say today was better than back then. How? You know what I'm saying? We might not have the TVs and technology, but we would have built this shit way better than that.
You lived longer back then.
Yeah.
And enjoyment was great. Talking about having some fun.
Word.
Back then was better than this shit.
It took 14 years to build his house.
Yeah. The enjoyment that you have today in the world is killing you. They don't even know it.
Yeah, and even still, we didn't have TV back then. But what do they call it now, man? They call it the idiot box, man.
Right.
They ain't got nothing good on there. Hey, all the knowledge you need to know is in the scriptures anyway, or in books, you know. And the trade-off of technology these days is what they got all these radio waves and Wi-Fi that scramble your brains, man.
Yeah.
That's with your body, man.
Yeah. And when it comes to the pyramids, Esau still blaming on aliens, man. You know, they still can't figure out how we built the pyramids, man.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Right? Seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief.
Yeah, because what they do now, The Jews over there, the so-called Jews that's in Israel, they don't even use the Bible. They use the Talmud, man. All right, they get up all in that book. They judge. They're Masons as well, man. You know, they deal with Talmud, masonry, and all these things that they put together, and that's how they run this place. You know, they don't even believe in who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. They laugh when you ask them that, man. Right. You know the video? Yep. Like, yeah, they laughing like, oh, that's just a man. Like, you know, like they just like he ain't nothing, man. Because why? They not made. They not they Edomites, man. You know, they cast the words of the Lord behind it. You take the book, you claim to be the book, but then you don't use the book. Right. You know.
They just want to go with the Torah.
Yeah.
You know, and they like I said,
the Torah, the Talmud, and Masonry. Yeah.
Right. You know, and like I said, they want you to believe that 1 + 1 is 3. You know, and that's that narrative that they created, man. You know, and even when you go to theologian school, okay, when you go into the history of when they go into the learning about you know, a little bit of the scriptures, they want to inject that whole 1948 theory. You know what I'm saying? That whole thing about that, man, and tie it in. You know, it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit.
You know, you must have quit.
If it doesn't fit, then you must have quit. Because what? The spirit of BaHaSham Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy, man. Those Jew rats being in the land in 1948 does not fit the prophecy, man. Why do we still have war on the planet?
Right.
Why do we still have war on the planet? Where is the city with the 4 gates, each one numbered of 3 tribes, and a city plated in gold and precious stones, man? Where's that city? Where's that city at?
Yeah.
It ain't here. I don't see no gold.
Why is it a rumor of war? There's supposed to be no more wars, right?
Yeah, there ain't supposed to be no more wars.
Hey, this supposed to be a new Passover that we ain't gonna talk about the old one no more. We're gonna be talking about this one.
all the weapons supposed to be beaten in the plowshares.
This is why they don't. This is why they don't reverence the New Testament. You know, they don't deal with the New Testament. Yeah? You know, they don't deal with it. See?
Hey, that's why they. That's why they Passover. You know, during the day the Passover got shot up, man, by them Palestinians. When we come back into power and rulership and we celebrating our Passover, you better believe ain't no heathen gonna creep his fucking head out in an aggressive way against us.
It should be no unemployment. You know, it should be no unemployment. The kingdom was really set up, man.
There ain't gonna be no pedophilia. You ain't gonna be worried about you. You got your kids out there gonna be playing with lions and tigers and shit like that, man.
I thought lions supposed to eat hay. Snakes supposed to eat dust, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I say snakes, 80 other snakes.
Our little one's supposed to be turned into 1,000.
Yeah.
Shit, hey, the Lord's supposed to be amongst us, right?
Right.
The Lord's supposed to be here too, so where he at? You know? Everybody still looking, these niggas in the church are still looking for the Antichrist. When it said it's many Antichrists.
Right. And more importantly, man, when you so-called Christians, man, America's still standing. You know? When the Lord comes back, man, this place is not going to be standing, man. Yeah. Like the abominations that's going on in this place here, we think that the Lord is pleased with this place. These Christians don't know what the hell going on, man. They don't know what's going on, man. You know? Like, what is your answer to about this place, though? You think, this place is going to coincide with the Lord's kingdom?
This is Psalm chapter 4. It says, "The wicked through the crooked countenance will not see the Most High." The Most High is not in all of his thoughts.
Because why? He just takes the Torah, which is foundation, right? Then he takes the Talmud, that's his book, where he do everything under, and also he mix it in with some masonry, man. Being a mason, man. The Torah, the Talmud, and masonry, man, and witchcraft. You know, all that. Well, that's all. You know, it deals with witchcraft, man, and that's how they run the earth, man. You know, and now, like your elder apostle said a long time ago, you know, you're being weakened now because the stuff that you did in the dark is coming to the light, man. You know, when you was the secret society and nobody knew that the elite bankers, all right, was the Rawchaas, you know, meaning on a large scale of people out here, you know. Now everybody knows who the Illuminati is, man. Now people can say, well, yeah, you know, I know who it is. That's the international bankers. That's the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, the Rockefellers. That's them, you know. But guess what? The internet has exposed you, man. Okay, so that means that you lost power. You're losing power every day, man. Look, the Lord said your own tongue shall fall upon yourself. So you got Edomites that's even helping us out And by digging up information, everything was happening. What's what you're doing? Exposing. You had a devil like Alex Jones, which is a pawn for them niggas, but still, it still exposed the fact of your secret society, man. You had a lot of those group of Edomites that'll go out there and they'll be mad because why we can't get in. Oh, who are those guys? Look at them. That's the elites. Look at them, you know? Just to expose you. Look at them. Then they try to do stuff. Oh, why I can't go? You know? Look at his privilege. This is against the rights of America. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
And really, that's according to prophecy as well. I'll read it. Psalms chapter 64, verse 8. So that they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And really, it's not because you Edomites that are whistleblowers against your own people are doing a righteous deed. You're only doing it because you're mad because you don't have a piece of the pie. Yeah. These Edomites that have money, these rich elites, they left you out. Okay?
Yep. So you gotta even a rich Edomite, man. Hey, he might not be as wealthy because the elites cut him short. But guess what? He's doing a whole lot better than Jake. He's living in the suburbs, got a big house and all that. But they be the ones mad as all hell, man. Going to those secret meetings, man. Trying to expose your ass, man. You know? Hey, some of them start getting into YouTube, man. They start coming out with blogs and videos on, they make their channel to be exposers and stuff like that. You know, or he's taking a trip, he's going to go check out the Assad in the eastern part of the world. He's getting the real news, reporting it. He's getting a fan base to support him, to give him money to do these things, man. That's the tongue falling upon yourself, man. You know?
And their strength always was in their secrecy, man. That's what made them so powerful, man.
Right.
Was their secrecy of everything, man. you know, those closed iron gates, man. You know, those closed doors, man. You know, that's what kept them in power, man, with the secrecy.
Hey, and that's why the Lord say He gonna put their skirt upon their face, man. I mean, you're gonna see everything now, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's Jeremiah 47. Let's bring that out. Lift their skirt.
So, Ecclesiastes chapter 41, verse 7. Children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake.
Come up to these devil, man. We tell you, we bring out Isaiah 14 and 20. Damn it, how's it go?
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their father. And they're like, wait a minute, that wasn't me. You know what I mean? That was them. That has nothing to do with me. Let's be friends.
As long as I'm on top.
And then they complain about an ungodly father, man. They go against those rich elites, man. They start blowing the whistle against them.
Yeah, but that's just righteous, man. 'Cause that's how Esau looks at us, man. You can have a Jake that go to school, doing good for himself, but he looking at that Jake like he's the same nigga that's on the corner selling drugs, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Word.
Hey, what banned your iniquity about forefathers, man? So why aren't you gonna do the same thing, man? The Lord is about balance, man.
Right.
That's it.
Because they shall be reproached for his sakes, woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High. For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. If you be born, you shall be born to a curse. And if you die, a curse shall be your portion.
Hey, your heritage is left for the dragons, man. You know? Your fate is destruction, man. You know? And what scripture also says, if they be multiplied, if the children be multiplied, it's for the sword.
Job 27 and 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. That's the spirit.
And you already are not reproducing fast enough, though.
Yeah, I think
but when you got these little Edomite babies coming to the earth, man, they're for the slaughter, man. They're for the sword, man. You know,
because you're gonna feel how we feel, man. You know. And the scripture says, he that leads to captivity shall go into captivity, man. So you're multiplied to what? For that slaughter, man. You know, hey, we cry for our loved ones. We cried when you took us and hindered us, and you took our loved ones away from us. You know, you did all types of shit to us. You turned our children to harlots, man. You know how you saw that picture? I mean, the statue and a little boy in the middle of the guy's legs, where the guy got the Bible in his hand. Well, they was turning our children into little boys like that, 4 or 5 years old, man. Teaching them to be a homosexual, man. You know, pleasing you, man.
That's sick, man. That's sick as hell, man. Like, you can't get more sicker than Esau, man.
You can't.
You can't, man.
And just the fact that our history is well documented, man. Well documented, man. Everybody knows about our shame, man. Our skirt is all the way lifted up, man. You know, and for you to not say that these scriptures are not coinciding with our issue, come on, man.
Hey, that's why the Lord, when the Lord come for us, and He come to deliver His elect, because we were so ashamed for our slavery and the things you've done unto us for all of these years, man. That's why we're gonna be so triumphant over you, man. You know, the Lord, when He get back, He gonna show you who His people are, man. And you're gonna be ashamed, man. You know, when you just look at it as nations of people and who's sitting in what area, what type of people are they, where they sit at, what do they have compared to each nation. You look at Israel, you look at so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, Hispanic, and Native Semi-Indians. You look at these people and you'll say they're low people, man. They're gifted and talented, but they don't have nothing, man. You know, they don't have nothing. But guess what? The Lord sees it like that, man. That's why we're going to be trumpeted over you, man. You know? Hey, we're the poor. All right? I'm going to start with one more verse. This is Job chapter 27, verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death.
Hey, if I could add, brother, because he said his offspring, his kids, is not going to be satisfied with bread. So, as you see these commercials with the Hamites, which is so-called Africans, and they ribs is touching, be Esau now, man. You know? And why is that? Also because we were on the slave and got fed once a day, which was probably slop at that. And if food was real low, we didn't get fed at all, man. So now we got to double that, man. So we get fed once a day, you got to get fed once every 2 days, man. So you're going to be hella skinny in the kingdom, man.
Hey, them Hamites and them telethons, man, that's your judgment right now for what you did for your participation in the transatlantic slave trade, man. Okay? It says, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. That reminds me a lot. Yeah, that reminds me a lot of Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, and the 7th verse. All these curses are going to come upon these other nations, man. You know, they're going to reap. They're going to do all this work, but we're going to reap all the benefits, man. You reap the the so-called white man reaps the benefits of the work of you Negroes, Latinos, and the Native Americans to this very day. Right. A lot of these old companies, they still got old money from the slavery, man, from the slavery days, man.
Yep.
Talking about you broke, like Debo said, you got you got all this money, broke. You know, this dude got all the money, but he talking about America's broke and all these things. These guys are hoarding all that money, man. Money, all that riches is for us, man.
That's right.
You know. It says, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. He buildeth his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but shall not be gathered. He opens his eyes, and he is not.
He's not. You're going to be, when you open your eyes, man, you're going to be a nothing, man. Not nobody, man. You know? And this, the Lord's going to show his power, man. You know? I'm not going to take somebody of a higher state, man, and bring them down low to nothing, man. You know? It also says, you're going to be as though you have not been.
That's right. It shall be as a dream.
You know? You should fly away as a dream, right?
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, another scripture that comes to mind is he said it to one up and put his another down.
That's right.
It says, take hold on him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. The east wind. Ooh, the east wind. What is that talking about? The east wind representing that destruction, man. That thermonuclear destruction. Okay? Hey, you got I forget, anybody know which one is talking about when we talk about the east wind, and you have a nuclear missile by the name of the Dong Fang. That means the east wind, but I forget if it's from Moab. If it's
Yeah, Moab. It's Moab.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I'll read that again. It says.
Yep.
It says the east wind. It says the east wind carries him away, and he departed, and as a storm hurleth him out of his place, man. So America's gonna be destroyed. So America's gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear. And we're rejoicing in it, man. We can't wait for this place to be destroyed. Oh man. It says, for the Most High shall cast upon him, and shall not spare. He would fain flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place, man. So we're going to rejoice as you rejoice when we were taken down. You know, in Psalms the 137th chapter, when they say raise it,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Destroy even to the foundations thereof.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to be rejoicing when Babylon the Great gets destroyed, man, and when your whole kingdom gets taken away from you. Absolutely.
Luke 4:23. For I send you out with mourning and weeping, but God will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivities, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory, brightness of the everlasting. You know, like me earlier, go into like how this is ancient Egypt, or I mean how this is new Egypt. What happened in ancient Egypt, man? So our deliverance was so great that all the other nations was talking about that, man. So that's how it's going to be in this time, man. Our deliverance is going to be so great that all the other nations is going to know once again Yahawah, BaHaSham, Rawchaa. They're going to know that name, man. You know. So it says, so shall they. So shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God, for thine enemy have persecuted thee. But shortly shalt thou see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck.
So we're going to see his destruction, man. You know? It's just music, man.
And since my delicate ones have gone her ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto God, for you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
That reminds you of Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, the 4th verse, where it says, cry aloud. I mean, no. Those that sigh and that cry, set a mark upon the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So the crying out while you yet have liberty in Babylon the Great before all hell breaks loose. The Lord is going to remember that in the day of calamity, man. You know.
It says, for as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
There you go. Seek him 10 times more, man. You can never do enough, man. You know.
Hey, because if your mind went astray, you forgot your inheritance, you forgot your custom, your tradition. So you have to seek him 10 times more. When we knew we was Israelites, man, you was raised as an Israelite. You was raised in your customs and tradition. Just like Jacob today, they're raised in these pagan traditions, you know, these pagan holiday traditions. So it's like certain things were just normal. We spoke Hebrew at one point. Now we got to seek it 10 times more because brothers got to actually sit there. You got to learn characters. You got to study. You know, you got to get into the word. You got to try to get into some history to learn. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a, it's more harder now than it was when we had it. So he says, what? You know, if you your mind went astray, seek the Lord 10 times more, man. You know, because we need the Lord to be. Hey, the scriptures. Hey, I forgot chapter, but it says the Most High was in us, man. All right, Most High dwelleth in us, man. You know, so hey, you have the scriptures, you have the Lord in you, man. So when anything happened, you know what time it is, man. You already know the Lord did it. You know, you have an assumption. You see something, you know, all right, well, that's scripture. You know. Hey, that's it.
For he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, we almost there, man. We watching for these last few prophecies, man. You know, starting with that RFID microchip. Once that's pushed heavy,
Famine of the world.
because I see them sliding that in there too, man. I wanted to bring this out before we close camp.
Yeah, after this, after you bring that.
Con. I wanted to bring this out. I found an article that came up in my mail. Let me cover it with this. An article. It's called AARP Bulletin, where it says how can we beat fraud. And this is like a magazine that you send to like the elderly people, like because a lot of elderly people are susceptible to fraud, computer fraud, credit card fraud.
Yeah, you can bring that in the lesson, huh?
All those things. Yeah. Okay, I'll get into it. But basically, in short, we'll bring it out in our lesson tonight. But it actually shows.
I mean, you can bring it out.
Yeah, these brothers still bring it out.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
It's a different audience.
Yeah.
Doing live and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, con. Because it actually brings it out on this page here. I'll go right to it, get to the point. It says on the next episode.
It's like you get them to watch. Like,
Yeah. It says, it says making sure you are you. Right now on the cover story right here, it says down here on the extreme solution, and you can see the photo right there of the man holding the RFID microchip. So they're pushing this, man. They're pushing this on mainstream bulletins, on magazines, man. You know, and they do it for multiple reasons. They're doing it for fraud prevention. They're doing it for national security, domestic terrorist prevention.
Yeah.
But basically, they're pushing it, and it's here in your face.
And that's the thing this is what Esau is gonna do. And the prophets of the Lord start with our apostles and elders of GreatMillStone. They've been telling you for years that look, the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. So what's gonna happen is, and I'll say it, if the Lord, I'll be in the right spirit, the Lord Yahawashi, if I may, that look, you guys out there that claim to be Hebrew Israelites and you're teaching this doctrine that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast, you're going to be shamed, man, before everybody. Because the way that Esau is going to push this chip, it's going to affect everybody. So what's going to happen is when you out there teaching your word in the good weather, you know, when you come out, all right, these people going to come across you and say, what about this though? What about that in the Bible? What you going to tell these? When they come across us, hey, the true men of the Lord, we're going to tell them that this is the mark of the beast. You don't get that shit. Unless the Most High, give me Revelation 14. Like, you know, go through 15 and 1. Yeah. Hey, we're going to go into it and tell you, man. And that's true. The Lord said he wanted to build them up for the day of the battle, man. He's building us up. So, you guys that teach differently in your doctrine, you're going to get exposed, man. And guess what? This is bad because the Lord is bad because you shall be taking the devices that you have. Now we know that Esau no device against us. Applies to Jake too. You to be this man of the Lord and you this and that. What happens is when you're a false prophet, the Lord can have the people against you, the same people that were with you, man. Right. So you was taking in the same device that you have imagined, man. Because you're out there faking, man. You're out there lying, man. It don't matter how many years you have been in this truth, man. If you're not teaching the full truth, then you're going the hell off, man. I want to teach the full truth, man, because I hope the Lord have mercy on me. And that's for all of us, brothers, man. And that's why when they go and force that chip, there's heavy now outside of America, but guess why this place is Revelations 12 and 12. He knows that he have a short time because they're going to have to try to catch up. America will have to try to catch up to the rest of the world. Look at China. Oh my Lord. As I'm speaking about it, the scriptures are real, man. This the fulfilling of Revelations 12 and 12, man. Why are they going to, they know they have a short time? Because America itself, North America, is behind of the rest of the world. Right. You look at China and the chip and technology. That's why they believe in a new world. You look at Sweden, you look at Australia, you look at India.
India been doing it for years now.
Biometrics, come on, this place got to catch up. So they're going to be rushing. They need something. They need some type of terror, false flag attack. They got to force this thing. They're going to push it hard. When they go and push it here hard, it's going to be hard. And guess what? Be like in different branches, man. You're going to have I'm pretty sure, hey, they're going to be like that. got the chip? Oh, you can get right in line. You want to buy some Jordans? Hey, everybody that got the chip in this line. Oh, the new video game coming out. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard, man. It's not just going to come from one way. Oh, they're going to go to school systems. You need it. If you don't have it, your child don't go to school. Simply they're pushing with these vaccines. This is why we know we still have a time here. We got a little time left here in this wicked ass place, man. Guess what? We're on our way. You know?
Yeah, somebody about that damn shit, man, and how pretty much whatever they don't ton of medication. They're saying if you take the chip, it can release medications at the time you need. You can't beat that, you know. Which of course you don't want to take it, but that's what Esau's gonna say. You can't beat that, man.
Oh, in the name of convenience.
Right.
In the name of convenience. I mean, how stupid can you be, man? How more stupid can the people get, man? Hey, you got cell phones now. You don't remember numbers no more. Hey, you don't even know math as much as good as you used to know it, man.
Yeah.
Because you could just dig it in your what's the first thing? Oh, how much is that? All right, hold on. It ain't no more. Hold on, you got a pen? Doing problems, man. You forget all that shit, man. Especially you ain't in the school no more. And that stuff leave you if you don't practice that stuff, man. You gotta rely on technology, man.
You don't know how to spell no more. You put in a couple words and you got it.
Shit. Hey, you know? Hey, you be like, hey.
I mean, a couple letters.
You
got spell check. You got shit like Grammarly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shit. That's true, man. But how dumb can the people, man?
Word.
Here it is now. You talking about convenience. So now they want to give you now. When they give you these devices, refrigerators, you might need a refrigerator if you move it to a spot. Now, just like they did with the clothes, all of a sudden you can't get no baggy type wear no more. It's all straight leg or skinny, right? So you're forced to buy these type of clothing. So all right, fuck it, I'm gonna get the best out of the worst. Something little, you know what I mean? Look grown man type. All right, the same thing they're gonna do when it comes to your food markets, man. Or here it is, you're going to buy a refrigerator or a freezer, and it automatically, all of them in there comes with chips. With chips, RFID chips in there to basically smart refrigerators.
Right.
Or your microwave, everything to tell you how much you got in here or whatever.
Right.
You ain't gonna have no choice.
When your food about to spoil.
Yeah. And they so damn stupid, man. When these things go down, all this shit, and that's when and guess what? There's gonna be a lot of companies making money, man. Companies gonna be making money. They're gonna be making money, man. You know?
A lot of people gonna think that stuff is cool. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, my refrigerator talks to me.
Because once someone get a wave or something, they get a wave. Remember, once they get a wave of a new way of something new, other companies like to mimic and do the same, man. You know, they see how this company done made a lot of money through that wave, then they like, well, look, we can apply that into this. So man, that shit coming hard, man. You know. So you know, something else?
No.
You know, so hey, man, brothers out there, stay woke, stay strong in the spirit, continue to fast, pray, and make sure you pray, man. You know, pray for protection too. You know, so hey, with that, we hope you're edified. We want to give all praises to Yahawah,
BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
We'd like to give double honors to our apostles and elders of GreatMillStone. Salutations to all the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad, teaching the word.